Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here. Welcome back to another Thursday live stream where, yes, as always, covering the hot topics in Transformers Earth Wars. So, this week is no different. We've got loads to go through today. So, the big news is we've got Orion Pax D16 Megatron in the test server. So, we're going to be taking a look at them today and look at their abilities. So, as I put in the description of the stream, not a video, it's a video then, put in the description of the stream, it's been changed. The ability has been changed, been a bit of a backlash to the old ability. So don't go too much in detail yet, but it has been changed, thankfully. Then we're going to be taking a look at some rumours of cheating in the game, and it's not what you might think. When I heard about it, I thought, oh yeah, it's someone with that hack where they can just use a bot and kill the HQ, and they're constantly doing these things. It's something different, and I thought I'd sort of talk about something from a past experience that might sort of explain it and explain why it's really a bad thing. I mean, cheating is bad generally, but I thought I might explain something on the stream, and I might clear up some things. We're going to talk about something that's happening behind the scenes as well. That's kind of linked to Space Ape. Not a lot of people might know. Some might know. I don't know. But it's caused a massive controversy. Not just at Space Ape, but in other places as well. I thought I could talk about that and what the repercussions mean, possibly, behind that as well. We're going to be taking a look at possibly a new release. I did announce it a couple of months ago, what I thought it might be. And I kind of changed my mind now. Maybe I've not. I'm a bit undecided, but I thought I'd talk to you guys about it, tell you guys what I know, and then we can go from there. So it's going to be interesting. I'm going to talk about something else as well, but I'll leave that till later. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, so loads of bits to go through. Like I said to this week's stream, loads of little bits of information. A lot of it that's not widely known to the public, I don't think. It's not in the Discord servers after it, and things like that. It's just other things that I found out while delving into the web, so to speak. So, yeah, that's this week's stream. So, let's see who we've got in the stream. Let's take a look. So, first in the stream is Trax Penny Lancaster, one of my members. Big shout out to our members. Big thank you for all my members. Honestly, that help support this channel and keep it going. Much appreciated. We've got E-Rods as well. We've got Candyman, another of my members as well. D-Deck76, another member as well. We've got Jason Rowley, Simon Hayes, loads of members in the chat tonight. We've got William Wilkinson. We've got Kuila. I hope I've got that right again. Sorry if I forgot. I'm awful with names anyway. I'm not too bad at pronunciations, but I'm just bad at remembering names. So I can't remember if he corrected me or not. So apologies if I did. If you did and I forgot, sorry. Jamie Carpenter, another member as well. Obviously, my brother Grind Time, as always. I can't think of many streams that Grind Time's missed with her. So yeah, good to see you as well. Carnage Mac, alright. We've got Daddy Pig, we've got Lou Mega 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got, but Lou Mega, don't change to that, it'd be far too long to read out. We've got Dr. Claw, my buddy. Good to see you, pal. We've got Andrew Stevenson, we've got Blade 19, LJ Gav. Who else have we got? We've got Jason Smireki. Is that right? I hope so. What up? We've got Alpha Tryon as well. We've got Vic Ching. Appreciate the message earlier, but I have not forgot, don't worry. My fellow Mank. Who else have we got? We've got Joseph Torillo. We've got B Cornell 17. Good to see you. I think are you new to the stream? I think maybe. Good to see you anyway. Thanks for joining. We've got Stephen Gomez, another of my members. What's up? Good to see you as well. Kujila. Oh, alright, so it's pronounced as a J. Alright. I thought it might be Spanish and pronounced as a H, because obviously Jose you spelled Jose. So I thought it might be similar. I thought it might be Spanish. So apologies. Go Kujilas. So yeah, it is J. Okay, that's remind me of that. But yeah, cool. But yes, as Joseph Triller's put, so much news. Yes. Andrew Stevens put, we lost you. Did you? You're back. That's weird. What, the camera went off or the stream went off? Which one, guys? Because obviously I was just chatting. Disappeared. Weird one. Still missing. Shows I'm back on mine. To be honest, I was that much focused on the chat, I didn't even see that had gone. Got kicked out the stream. That's bizarre. Did anyone else get kicked out the stream, or? Jason's Manekis, but yeah, you got it pretty good. Better than most people, anyway. Cool. Quick crash. That might be YouTube then, because I didn't actually do anything on mine, so apologies. David Lee as well, good to see you. Strange. Anyway, let's crack on. Anyways, let's go through the newsletter first. It's boiling in here. I say boiling, it's like 30 degrees. But for us, that is boiling. And I know Grind Time laughs at me when I say that. Because, trust me, in like, over here, we have like 12, 15 degrees weather normally. That's our normal weather in the UK, which is acceptable, it's alright. But once it goes over 20 degrees, we start losing our minds. 30 degrees, too hot for me. Too hot. Anyway, but yeah, turn on the fan. I don't have a fan. We don't listen. That's what Grind Time said that once. Put your aircon on. I was like, we don't have aircon. He's like, what? I was like, we don't have aircon. We have central heating because it's always cold. We don't have aircon. We don't cool ours. Listen, we have about 6 weeks of the year where it's warm. The rest of the year it's 12 degrees. Why do we want to cool ourselves down? We want to warm ourselves up. It's freezing over here. What's 30 degrees C? I don't know. Let's have a look. 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So 30 degrees is 86 degrees Fahrenheit. That's boiling for us. Open the fridge. To be fair, my fridge is pretty big. I could actually probably even get in my fridge if I took all the shelves out. Yeah, could you listen? But what? It's 98 outside. No, I would melt in 98. 94. Jeez. No, Trax, it's 30 degrees outside. In my house, it feels like it's 50. It feels like it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit, but obviously it's not. But it's still like 9 o'clock at night, and it's like 20 odd degrees. Madness. Trax and Sport outside, you cry, baby. Oh, it's too warm, man. Too warm. I can't handle it. I'm sweating. Honestly. Too warm. Oh. 96 degrees. I couldn't handle it. Oh, I've been to Egypt. Listen, I went to Egypt and I literally just sat under an umbrella in the shade or got in the pool. And that was me all day. I don't want the sun. I don't even like tan. I just burn. Perry Free, thanks for being a member as well. Let's put 101 degrees Fahrenheit. What? No, you can keep that. You can keep that. You can keep that. Oh. Yeah, kind of Macar has put statistics like 90% of US homes have AC. EU is nowhere near that, especially places like UK. Yeah, I reckon. Honestly, I reckon air conditioning over here, I bet you're looking at 3% of the population. Where central heating, I bet you're looking at 90%. Ours is the opposite way around. We have heating. We have more than that. Oh, man. Right, let's look at the newsletter. Let's see what's coming this week anyway, rather than just talk about the news and then rather than talk about the weather. Then we can talk some more airforce. Let's go. So, Bowie Grana, Weep Ninny Bong. This weekend's event is called Fatal Attractions. Season 31. So yeah, nice little new look to the newsletter. I did sort of mention it to Cal. I just said, like, you know, it's been the same picture for ever. Just needs freshening up a bit. So he has done something. Fair play to the guy. It shows he's listening. But this weekend's event, it's a nice, chilled 10k event, but there's something big happening in the game this weekend, which we will come to shortly. But this weekend's for some more medic crystals. I do like these medic crystals. We keep getting some medic crystals events every now and again. I think people crying out for medic crystals, maybe. I mean, doesn't matter to me. Crystals are crystals, but I understand that they're quite hard to get because only, what, 4 healers in the game now. So medic crystals, yeah, I don't mind them. I don't mind if it helps lower players out to get some medics, then I'm all for it. Award for Cybertron Skin Core. Does anyone even care about that anymore? I won't even mention it. 2,500 4-star shards, 7,500 3-star shards, pretty much standard for most events now. Some Troop XP items, 350,000 sparks, or a decent amount of spark, and 2 million Orion Energon, which will help a lot of us new players coming through that don't have the stash that us longer players have. But it's good that, listen, even in the first battle you're going to pretty much get 10 medic crystals. So I like things like that, you know what I mean, where it's got a good reward straight away just for starting playing the event. Just encourages people to play. But as you can see there, yes, some alright rewards. For a 10k event, it's decent, let's just say that much. You know, I wouldn't be overjoyed by these in a bigger event, but for a nice, easy 10k event for some lower players to get some decent rewards, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Usual battle zones apply, and in game updates and information, the most important survey in the world. Okay. Don't need to shout, but yeah, I guess it's important because it obviously shows our views to the team. The big question isn't will this get shared to the team? I know Dale will. The big question is when it gets shared to the team, will it do anything with it? From past experience, probably not. But here's hoping. And obviously you get some 5-star shards for filling it out as well. So I would suggest you go and fill it out, guys. I really would. All I would say is that we got sent this first saying, like, you know, can you have a look over? And at first you can only put 3 answers. And I said to Dale, you need to change that to more than 3 because there's more than 3 options I would like to fill in. And he changed the ability to use more than 3 options, but didn't change the wording. It still says select only 3. But you can go and select more, and you can go back in and change it. So if you want to go back in and change it and put more things, so there's more things you want to see in the game, more things you're not happy with, you can go in and put that. And I said to Dale that putting 3, it's a bit restrictive, John. For me, like, if you say just pick 3, then you might be unhappy with 10 things. Or you might be happy with 10 things, but you only pick 3. Well, surely they should see, oh, all these things are getting picked, and these aren't by anyone. And it just gives it a bit more of a better, you know, view of, you know, what the players like, what they don't like, rather than just picking 3 and having to choose when it might be more. So yeah, you can go and do that. And then the big news this weekend is synergies. So we are going to talk a bit about it later. I don't want to bang on too much about it now, but it's only for this weekend. It's not a permanent fixture. They're just sort of dipping the toe in the water just to see how this goes. So it's going to be an interesting weekend. But let me know in the chat. Are you going to change your teams for these synergies? Is it going to make much of a difference, do you think? Are you going to run these teams? I'll give my view on it soon, but let me know in the chat what you're going to do. So they've sort of listed out here, they showed the VFX, so I said that to Dale that it's really important, there's some visuals, and he's like, I'm already on it, Wozza, don't you worry. So some really cool visuals, you see like the circle thing, so spinning around the head there. And it only needs something like this. You know, you can see the sort of like sparkling around Brawn there. You can see the sort of like square sort of sparks coming off Blaster there in the ring. And then you can see the sort of fire coming off B there. You can see the sort of like electric glow underneath. So I like the little visual effects, the little halos coming up. So you can see these in the battle. And hopefully they work. I just said to Dale that I just really hope it works. I know it's a testing thing, and he said he's done loads of testing on it, but things do happen. And again, like, I'm not too fussed when bugs happen. I understand my issue when bugs happen and they're around for weeks. No. Listen, if this happens, the next time we get synergies, it needs to be fixed. You can't have another synergies event like this and it'll be broken again. Whatever things go wrong, give them a chance, guys. It's something brand new, something they're trying to do with the game. Let's give them a chance, and if it doesn't work this weekend, then it is what it is. But it needs fixing. It's something brand new. So let's give them benefit of the doubt. But it does need fixing if it's broke. I've not tested it. I'm not saying it is. I don't know anything about this at all, guys. I know as much as you in terms of the coming this weekend. These are the synergies. This is how it's going to work. And that's it. I've not tested it. But, you know, things do happen. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't be too harsh. But they just need to fix it quickly. Yeah, we don't want bugs lasting for weeks on end. Like, we've obviously got this Roadbuster bug at the minute. It needs fixing before this weekend. You know, it shouldn't be, oh, we're going to fix it in 2 or 3 weeks. No, the bugs need to be priority. They need to be fixed. And why do we never get compensation? I've never understood that. And I remember once speaking to Hyro about this, and he said, well, you get free crystals. Well, yeah. That's not compensation. Give people free stuff in the game every day that you get regardless of logging in. That's your login reward. Compensation is when things go wrong. And let's be honest, a lot of things have gone wrong recently. So, you know, hand out some compensation. It sort of keeps the, you know, there's been many a time where in Marvel Strike Force things have gone wrong, not worked properly, and I've got compensation. But you know what? Sometimes things have gone wrong and it's not even affecting me. But I've got a little bit of compensation. I've got, you know what? I'll take that. Nice one. Cheers. Brilliant. Thanks. You know, but it keeps the player base a bit more happy, a bit more on your side. But for some reason, they're so tight with it that they won't even give out some compensation, which is bizarre. But, hey, put me in the chat. I was trying to remember the last time we got compensation for something. I'm sure there's a lot of players that have been here for years now. Where's the last time we got compensation off the apes? And I don't mean things that we haven't got and they've given them us because we've missed them. I mean compensation. Literally just gone, they've gone, you know, sorry for that. Here's something to say sorry. I can't remember. I can't remember at all. Then we've got the new bots. Obviously Orion packs and we've got D60 Meg. Someone did mention that that's not quite the same images on what they are in the film. Which is a bit strange. But it doesn't to me look the same. But you never know. It might be a bit like that. We've only seen trailers, not seen the film yet, have we? So we'll wait and see. But I know Optus Prime does look, Orion Pax does look a lot like it looks like. The vehicle mode a bit different though. And Megs, I think, looks nothing like what he does in the film. But put in the chat as well. What did you think of that trailer last week? Are you looking forward to the film coming out? Yeah, I am. I am. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll go and see it. Probably take the kids with me and things like that. So yeah, I think my daughter will love it. I think. But yeah. Then obviously go and check out your content creators, myself, NJ Hoist, Freezes Max Soldier. Go and check them out. Go and check their channels out, guys. Go and subscribe. Then we've got the Saga schedule. So we've got week 6, is it? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, week 6 out of 8. Yeah. So last 10k event. We've got a Prime Core Shard event next week. Another Prime Core Shard event. And then we've got the endurance for all the new bots, which we'll take a look at later. So only 2 weeks to go. So I have sort of said previously that when we get these new bots, they should be ready at least 2 weeks before the endurance events. Because around now, the alliances start collating. It takes about a week or so to get all the figures together. Then a week or so to sort all the teams out. So they're going to start asking for bids now. And obviously, what us content creators show on our streams is all they've got to go off. And so, if I show something that's not very good right now or broken, it lowers people's bids. Whereas then, by next week, if it's better, people are going to start changing the bids, causing a lot of hassle for a lot of alliances. Or it might not be better until the last minute, and then everyone kicks off because then they can't change their bids. So, these bots need to be ready earlier. They need to be ready by week 6. Done. Signed off. Here you go. You know, we will start showing them around, you know, around now, I think, as content creators. But they should be sort of finalised, you know. I think personally, like I've said this before, around week 4, we should be showing the bots in the showroom and going, this is an idea and how the ability will work. And if you looked in the past, what I generally do is, I'll show them in the showroom, I'll give a description, but I won't show them because usually they're quite buggy. And I won't show them in game, but this is what you're looking at. To give you an idea of where it'll fit in with your team. Then the week after, I'll normally do an update. I'm going, right, this is what they're doing in the game. This is the update. This is what they're thinking about doing. And then by week 3, I'm hoping should be done. So week 4, we should be getting the bots around leaderboard-ish. Should have them around then. In this saga, anyway. So around leaderboard week, we should be getting them. By the resource event, we should be sort of just messing around, tinkering with it, balancing it, and then by now they should be done. That's not the case. We're still sort of tinkering with it, but we'll talk about that later on. Community Corner got a cool drawing of Wheeljack, pretty decent. And then I think Cal has asked has put this in staff picks, and he sort of put in some of the people behind the scenes, some of the staff. And Chad has said that he really likes Six Shot, and I like Six Shot that much that I've even got Six Shot. I went out to bought the toy. I bought it for Jacob, but I only bought it for Jacob because I like it. But yeah, really, really cool bot, and I think it's a tragedy that he's not in the game somehow, and he should be. Really, really good bot. I mean, come on, who doesn't like a bot that transforms into 6 different things? You know. But yeah, hoping that they can come in the game somehow. But yeah, really, really cool character. Good choice by Chad. Good choice. Yeah, as we know, I'm a bit of a con at heart. You see my PC. You know, I do like Decepticons, sadly, but I'm not about in the game. Go figure. Fixes and improvements. So the cores are not working. I mean, come on. Again, we talk about getting new releases right first time, and you know these big releases, cores are quite big, especially in the top leagues like the Prime League, Cybertron League. These cores are really, really important. The anti-water core was resisting fire. The acid core was resisting more than acid, to the point where everyone was using the acid core at top levels of the game. And again, you've probably seen me on the streets. I didn't even know this because I'm not in the top alliance anymore. I took a break from them because I just got a bit bored and that. So I just got silly. Things not working as they should, and I thought, why is everyone using the acid core? It doesn't even protect you against things really. It doesn't protect against acid. But obviously this makes a lot more sense now why they were doing that. Ruination damage. So I have sort of hit up Dale as well and said, listen, it's not working. Ruination's not working. I did a war the other day, and I literally did his rushing ability. He rushed in, his health deteriorated. I was tapping his ability, I was smashing his ability away, and then I used his, I think, 3-star ability. Then he died. I just couldn't use his abilities fast enough, and he wasn't losing the health. It's just like almost like he's stunned almost. And then I did another war where I dropped Ruination on the launch pad. I just melted, and all that was hitting him was one beam laser, one turret, and a mortar, and a Spider-Man. Sorry, that's the only things that hitting him, and he absolutely melted. And I said today, I think that turrets might be doing more damage than they should be doing. So you remember back when the last phase of HQ was released, they changed turrets so they do more damage against airbots. I think they're either doing more damage against all bots, or they're doing more damage against combiners, I think. Because not just Ruination, but all combiners just melt. And I said to Dale, I said, you got to be careful here because people are crying nerf. People are saying that you've done a stealth nerf. And I don't, listen, for all the joking apart, that's not Space Ape style. I know we joke about it, saying like, oh yeah, they stealth nerf this and all that. And they do fixes, sorry. Do fixes and stuff, but not stealth nerfs. But it has been like stealth nerfed in a way. It looks that way. But there's something wrong. So I was going to look into it. There's obviously war crashes. They've sorted that out. And text overlapping in certain languages. So obviously, well, I've not seen that. But then there's a few things that they're going to be fixing as well. Crashes when equipping combat cores. I mean, that's been on there for 3 weeks now. It's kind of sorting. Alliance member mechanic against attack your alliance. That has been there for about 3 weeks now. I mean, come on, that does need fixing. Improvements of replay accuracy. It's still crap, honestly. I mean, so again, I was in. This is why I don't war at top level anymore. So I was against the base. And I had one bot and my healer left hitting the HQ. And I thought, I might just get away with this, maybe. And then my healer started losing health. So I was like, what's my healer getting hit by? And there was nothing in range. It was Quintus core popping out spiders. No, sharks. Sorry, it's popping out sharks. But the last bot left was Ratchet, and it was Skids. So Skids is a G1, so he heals. So he was losing health from the Quintus sharks, and then gaining it back when they died, and he was hitting the HQ. So it was surviving. But all of a sudden, and obviously Ratchet healing him as well, kept him alive. But all of a sudden, Ratchet kept losing health, and I was like, but there's nothing hitting Ratchet. The only thing hitting Skids is the sharks. And it looked like the pulse from Quintus was doing damage. And I mean by the pulse, I mean like the range that comes out. It was almost like Quintus had a Megatronus effect that was hitting Ratchet, and Ratchet then died. I was like, what happened then? What was hitting him? What was causing it? But obviously, like, because I've only got 2 bots and just hitting HQ, I had time to sort of look and judge and go, what's going on here? I don't get it. And so I thought, I'm going to watch the replay back. Watch the replay back. Ratchet died 2/3 of the way through, and at the end I had Blaster and Skids left. And I was like, that's not even what happened. So, replays definitely not fixed. They're not even better, if I'm honest with you. I thought they were, but they've gone backwards again. It's like UI fixes, not sure about. Interact and Fire Glide, the heal boost wasn't working. So again, it's been there for like 3 weeks now. And then Hoist SA11 reports that the ability range is not extended out fully, and we're still working on this. Yeah, it happened to Minerva for me the other day as well. Again, another reason, just a little bug. You know, I was trying to drop a tower on a group of bots that were quite far away because she was healing another one. My bot split. I was tapping the screen. I just wouldn't do it, and I had to move it further away, so it wasn't doing the full range of what Minerva can. So, lots of little bugs that are really frustrating when you're in a war battle and you want to do something, and obviously these little things make a big difference, and that's why at the minute I'm not really warring at top levels. Nothing worse than warring at a top level and a bug causing you to lose in some way, or your team melts and you go like, why did that even happen? So, yeah, I ain't feeling that. And then they mentioned obviously that the next stream will be on the 8th of August next week, so I'm still hoping that they can show this new game mode. They mentioned it in 2 streams ago, I think it was. I was confident they were going to show it, but nothing yet. No news at all. There's been nothing at all, not even a hint. But there is a hint of something else which we'll talk about shortly that could come to the game, which could be interesting. So we'll see. But let's have a look what everyone's saying in the chat for now. I'll have a quick drink. So I did ask everyone sort of like what they think about the synergy and stuff like that. Let's have a look. Drax Penlanka support. I have the bots I'm going to use to level, and that's it. Fair enough. Better for wars and events. Yeah, no intention of trying it out. Shame. It's a shame, really. Period freeze, but I'm still waiting for Harsha to fix it. I know. I hope they do. Hopefully, do it by weekend. David Lee, I might try synergies, but only a couple I'm interested in. I just want to see how powerful it is. Does it make much difference? That's something I want to know about. Last Cyanus put, I think Space Up is the worst company I've seen as far as compensation. I kind of agree. I'm going through the 9th anniversary in Dokkan right now, and every mistake they make, they compensate. But yeah, I've never known a game not to do it. Yeah. Stephen Gomez put, not compensation, we like to refer to it as make rights. Fair enough, yeah, fair point. Kujilas, but SA still hasn't replied to my emails about getting shorted by the store on a bundle I purchased. I've emailed twice. Compensation isn't a thing. If that's the case, then that should get sorted. What I would do, if that is the case, if you have sent a ticket in, and it's been maybe over a week, I would message Dale on Discord privately or tag him on the chat and just say, hey Dale, I put a ticket in, I bought a bundle or something, whatever, but can you look into it? And he'll give you a straight answer, to be fair. It should do. It at least signs once you ticket, I think. Because I think a week's enough, easily. And Pen Lancaster Sport, we've never got compensation, just got what was taken, given back to us, yeah. Are they giving like a Dynagate bundle to sellers? Yeah, to make more money, yeah. Extra time in the event, Blade 19's put, yeah, but that's just making up for what we've lost. You know, it's not like they've done that as a goodwill gesture. It's normally because the event's broken in some way, so they just give us time back what we had, really. Autobot Phil's put that trailer has me way more excited for TF1. I went out and got the Studio Series Prime because that's the point I make all the time, you see. Like, if they bring out good bots in the game and they bring out like films like this, it encourages toy sales. It does. You know, it does. And I always think to myself, like, I've always said, like, you know, what I'm probably going to do is, I keep saying this, I keep saying like, you know, when I run an endurance, if that bot's available to buy, I'll go and buy the bot as well. But then I'm like, the bots are pretty rubbish though, so why bother? You know. Well, then I went and got Beachcomber, but didn't go in the Beachcomber event because the bot was rubbish. But then I did Braum, but then wasn't happy with him, so I didn't go and get the toy because I was annoyed by the bot not doing what I thought it would do, not working properly. I didn't go out and get the toy. It's quite amusing that you blame the toy because of Space 8, but hey. Pen Lancaster Spot, sitting out enjoyance based on how I'm being treated in Discord. Yeah, I don't know about what they've been treated in Discord. I don't know. I've not seen it, bud. Steven Gomez, is the Alpha Trion defensive core out? No, it's not. The only one I'm missing, but it says I have them all. It's the only one missing because it was because of me. I put my hands up. A lot of play testers. Space 8 came out. It was one of Jesse's creations, I think, and he's put out that for the Alpha Trion core, he was gonna increase the range of defenses in an area. And I said, you know, I like that, but that's not the Alpha Trion core. The Alpha Trion core needs to be something around points. And he basically said, we can't do anything around points. I was like, well, don't release it then until you can. Go and sort it out so you can. That's what it needs to do. That's what every single defensive prime core matches the offensive prime core in terms of what it affects. Every single one. My Cronus is healing both of them. You know, Quintus is sharks on both of them. Alchemist heals for damage on both of them, etc., etc., etc. They all match up. So why shouldn't Alpha Trion match up? And that was my point exactly. But some of the playtesters were like, "Is that alright?" I was like, "No, it's not alright." What they're doing is they're just looking at it and going, "Oh, we can't fix that. Nah, let's just stick it out anyway." No, no, no. Take the time to get it right. Put it out right. That's what I said, and they didn't like it. Kujilla said he would like to see an event for more rank ups. Yeah, but ranks there. Voodoo Kickback, welcome to the stream, said what happened to the Iron Bison event and the Lightspeed event. It got pushed back to next Saga. They weren't quite ready, weren't quite happy with them, which I'm fine with. You know, I would rather them stall things than rush it out. I know people get quite frustrated going like, oh, I expected this to be out, and they're a bit impatient. I get it. But we want to make sure it's right. I would rather wait for good content than rush bad content. So that's the reason. Vic James put 6 short. That would be 2 power cores and triple change of class. I'm not too sure. So I had a decent idea. But it was just 3 abilities rather than 2. But they said they can't do that. But it's 3 abilities and you have like different transformations. So you have the bot. So let's look at it this way. So you'd have the bot. And I said you'd have 2 passives. So you'd have like a passive where he transforms into the lion or tiger, whatever it is, and breathes fire, say. And then I said like the other one would transform into something else maybe and do damage. And then he has 2 passives. So the bot, that's just 1. 2 passives and 3 abilities where he transforms something else. It's a lot of art, but there's your 6. But you need 3 abilities really. Can defense upgrade you over an inch to 5-star? See, that makes a difference. No. No. Sources in the chat. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you here, mate. Autobot Phil. I've noticed my healer's mysteriously losing health and dying also. Alright, or maybe it's just a healer thing. I don't know. Weird. Andrew Stevenson waiting for the next 5-star batch. Me too, but it could be a while. I reckon it'd be towards the end of the year now. I reckon around October-ish, November, I reckon, for the next 5-star batch, probably. Grant has put drinking on the job. No, I'm drinking soda. That's what you call it, soda. Yeah. Don't forget, we don't have our beers in these size cans. We have bigger cans. We're actual proper drinkers. We don't drink in small cans like that. We're drinking big cans. We drink like 500ml cans. Come on. We don't drink 330ml of beer. That's half a pint over here. You get shot for drinking half a pint over here. I just put that as well, like, Like, I know some Americans go mad when you go again. You can't say that, get shot. It's more of a phrase over here. Like, don't forget, honestly, like, I've never seen a gun. I don't think I've seen like pellet guns. I think but I've never seen an actual gun. I couldn't even say how to use one because they're not used over here. We don't see guns over here at all. So when he's going, oh, he needs shot. I don't literally mean he needs shooting. I did that in playtest once. I said whoever made this bot needs shooting. When we say he needs shooting, it's a phrase, which means like he needs like pulling to one side and going, this is not good enough. You know, reprimanding. It's another word from reprimanding. So yeah. Mario Zambianos put, don't let the design team get their hands on it, or Hyro. Mr. Borders put, how do you make a good base design of HQ 15? Quite difficult at HQ 15, if I'm honest with you. Simply because a lot of the players in the game are quite high level now. And you can't copy the high level bases at HQ 18. And what you find is, because you're HQ 15, a lot of top players will attack lower zones. So you'll get HQ 18 and 17 players attacking zone 15, 16. So it's really hard to create a good base at HQ 15. But just dead quick, some top tips. Just space out your outposts. Don't clump them all together. Nothing worse than seeing 4 outposts and combine a beacon all together. You know, we don't need to space them out. Create some like kill boxes if you can, where there's a lot of damage. But just remember that if a top player attacks your base, they're probably going to wipe your base out with one bot. And don't be discouraged by that. They just pumped a lot of money or a lot of time or both into the game, and it's going to happen. But the best advice I can give you is just keep upgrading that base and just keep going. Keep going. Don't get disheartened. The wait times are quite high. We spoke to Space Ape saying we could do with reducing them to get players higher quicker. But yeah, keep upgrading. That's all I'd say. Auto bots, welcome to the streams, but Alpha trying to drain 1 ability point over X amount of seconds. Yeah, anything like that, but they said they haven't got the tech for it. But I said, well, you need to find the tech for it. Plain and simple. Candyman, you maxed out that Alpha Tron yet? No! Big Ching, you get shot drinking half a pint. Big Ching's in the UK. When's the last time you went into a bar and ordered half a pint? Put it in the chat. Never. I've never done that. I've never done that at all. And what's a pint over here? Pint over here. It's how many mil? It's about 350 mil, isn't it? So yes, what I can. Yes, about half pint, yeah. Last Cyan, just redeemed 2 more bots in batch 1. Got Nora and Hot Rod to go with 1. I thought done. Grimlock would never go for Perceptor. Yeah, me too. Unless there's something crazy to do with him. But yeah. Andrew Hamilton. No, it's not. It's not Coke. It's not Coke. It's orange for a start. But yeah, just soda. Cool. All right. Let's have a look at what we're looking at first. So first off, we'll take a look at the new Cyberstore. I say new, but yeah, I think it's a lot fresher, a lot better. And when I look at these things, I don't just look at it from a player's perspective. I look at it from a business perspective. So I always think, like, you know, are they doing their job well? Whoever's in marketing, you know, because marketing's a big part of my business. I'm trying to advertise my business and get people in the door. And you've got to think in a certain way. And you've got to attract them to like more premium things sometimes. And they talk about this in supermarkets, especially having certain things and certain your eye level, having premium products around your eye level and the cheaper things down low. And this is kind of where this goes. It is. So, you know, putting the more premium offers right at the top of the store makes sense. It's good business sense. It's good marketing. That's where they should have been in the first place. Your more premium offers should be at the top, and you should have to scroll through them to get to the cheaper offers. It's a crafty tactic, I know, but that's how it should go. That's good marketing. So whoever's done this, you know, kudos. I think these should be the other way around though. You know, for the $4.49, then gone backwards down to the $8.99 that way again. You know, having the highest one at the top, but that's a bit really critical, I think. But it looks a lot cleaner, better images. They're a bit the images. So yeah, I do like that. Same with the fuel cell bundles. I think they look a lot better, look a lot cleaner. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the store. But that sort of leads on to the announcement that they're bringing BB items as a purchasable bundle. And so the big question is, what are the price points going to be? So you got to think that these were the top prizes in a leaderboard event along with a 5-star combat. And I can't see them being cheap. I really can't. We'll have to wait and see. You know, I'm intrigued that I'd like to gain the BBE items, but if the BBE items are $130, £130, whatever you pay, or whatever it is, the top price, you know, I ain't buying BBEs for that amount of money. Not a chance. Even if it's 3 of them, I'm not spending 130 quid on a game for a BBE item that just... I mean, look at my BBE stream from last week where I sort of went through the different BBEs. It's going to be available to our members by midweek, I think next week, when I'll sort of split that stream up and show you. But it's not really worthwhile. There's not a lot to go off, you know, so I'm not too sure. I'm not sold on the BBE items. You know, if they're cheap, then I'll be like, yeah, it's worth a punt. It's worth getting 1 or 2, you know, but I just think that it was badly organised, badly released, and could have been a lot better. And I think, sadly, it's actually going to decrease the life of BBE items by a lot. I think they could have easily got 2 years of content out of these BBE items. I really do think that. Easy 2 years. Easy. Maybe 3. But instead, now they've got like 6 months out of it. And everyone will be done with it. Which is quite sad. But, going to be intriguing, because if the BBs are like this, or more like this, where it's like, you know, 20, 40, and you get 1, 2, or 3 in, things like that, then yeah, I might buy one just to upgrade Nightstick. That's the main one, isn't it? Let's be honest, everyone's gonna do Nightstick. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see this weekend, and we'll have to look at it next week and look back and see if they made the right or the wrong choice. But I haven't seen the price points. I don't think, has anyone else seen the price points? But yeah, I haven't. But yeah. But in the chat we've got if BB isn't cheap, it needs to have matching combat spark. Well, yeah, you need the spark as well. That's a good point. And Dr. Claus put BB items I reckon will be bought with Prime Core shards. I don't think it will, you know. I think it will be monetized purely. Everything they seem to release now is monetized. I really do. Could be why now we buy an unlimited amount of the Prime Core Shard bundles. Yeah, I see what you're getting at, but a lot of people have got excess Prime Core Shards. I think they know that. I don't think they want to give these BB items out for free. I really don't, hence why they put them so high in the leaderboard. So, I doubt it. I doubt we'll see BB items purchasable with other resources. I really don't. Cool. Okay, so something else I wanted to touch upon, but we're going to just get a game in the background for this. So Dale hit me up this week and said that, listen, I'm just mentioning something to you. You might see us talking about it, and we want to give you a lowdown on what has happened, so there's no rumours or something. So, long story short, what it seems people have been doing is, people have been buying bundles from a person in Turkey. Now, in Turkey, they have a lower cost of living, a higher exchange rate, and so a bundle over there is pretty much half price. So what they were doing was they were giving their login details to these people in Turkey. The people in Turkey were buying the bundle for them and then giving them their account back. But there's quite a few things wrong with this. Now, you might ask, well, how does Wozza know this? Because I actually did this on Marvel Strike Force many years ago. Probably before I started streaming or thereabouts, when Marvel Strike Force first came out. So I'll tell you my story, and then you can obviously liken it to what's happening in Earth Wars. And I thought this is why it's important to sort of explain this. So a friend messaged me and said, hey, you know you can get cheap whatever, cheap resources. I was like, all right, okay, how does this work? I was like, oh, you go onto this website and you pick a seller. You see which one you want to use, who does the best deal, and you pick a seller and you message him, and then you give him some details from your account, and then he puts it in your account. And so the way I looked at this, honestly, and I'm being deadly honest here, the way I looked at it was a bit like the web store, like an external source that I thought, oh well, maybe they just don't pay tax, or I didn't think one minute think it was dodging anyway. I just thought, oh right, it's just they get discounts somehow or something. A bit naive, I know, but that's the way I thought about it. And so I bought some things, yeah, here and there. I think it was like a third of the price, something like that. So probably spent about $100 and got like $300 worth of stuff, and I was like, yeah, brilliant. Started leveling my tunes and stuff like that. So then a couple of months later, went to log into the game, and it said that I'd have to contact support. My game's been banned. I'm like, what? So contact support, and they basically said that I bought resources from an outside source. I was like, what the hell? So then I contacted someone in my alliance, said like, what's happened here? And they were like, well, why have you bought things off one of them sellers? I was like, well, it's a proper website and everything. It's a proper site. And they went, no, it's not a proper site. It's dodgy. Like, you get banned for that. I was like, what? But it's a site on the internet. It's a proper site. It's like, it's like an official site. It's got loads of different games on there. It's got like 20, 30 different games and all these sellers and stuff like that. So, yeah, I thought it's legit. No, it's not. And what they explained to me was, what these people do is, they say to you, so first off, I can get you cheap goods. Give me your login details, I will log in for you, and I will put the resources there. So that's quite bad on its own, because these people are not sellers. They're not. It is a person. It's just a person somewhere. So once you do that and he makes the purchase in your name, all you need to do to get access to your account is contact SpaceApe and say, hey, I've lost my account. Here's proof of purchase from my email address. It's my account. And SpaceApe will go, here's your account. Here's a code. They will do that because that's how you get a recovery code, is by purchases. That's the easiest way. Is proof that you own the account. But if you give your details to them, you're giving up that. You're taking that chance. Now, I said today, the problem with that is, though, that most of these sellers have no interest in this game. And the reason they do this is people don't have like top level accounts that do this normally. But they work on word of mouth. If you were to do that, and they were to want to steal your account, then they're going to lose a lot of custom when people find out they're doing that. So it's not in their interest to do that. But I will tell you something that might convince you otherwise on why this is even worse. So what I found out was, I'm doing a bit of digging, and I actually confronted the seller about it and got into a bit of an argument with him over it. So how they do this is, they log into your account. They get some random person's credit card details. They use a stolen credit card to purchase the items. And then they charge you for doing that. So it doesn't actually cost them any money. They will charge you, say, $50 for a $100 bundle. It doesn't cost them a penny though. It costs some poor soul somewhere who's had their credit details stolen $50. And then when I confronted the seller, he was like, well, yeah, these people just get back from the bank, don't they? I was like, but it's fraud. It is still fraud. I didn't for a minute think I was dealing with someone that's doing fraud. And he was like, well, how did you think it works? I was like, I really thought you got the bundles cheap. You discounted someone. And he's like, no, obviously not. And sort of like accused me of like being an idiot, basically, for not realising. But I felt such guilt after doing that, that I'd bought, I'd scammed someone, and so that's why I stopped playing Marvel Strike Force for years. I didn't play it at all. I was like, I'm not starting again. I'm not bothering, and I wanted no part of it. It was a bit of a money pit as well, and I stopped playing, lost my account, and so now I started playing it again because I did enjoy the game back then. I've had to set up a new account with a new email, within the knowledge that I would never ever do that ever again. And so, listen, if you are one of them players, I don't need to put it in the chat or anything. I don't need to know, but if you are one of them players that's thinking about doing this or have done this, then it's just not worth it, guys, because Space Ape are more than within their rights to permanently ban you for doing this. Not just taking the goods back, they are within their rights, it's in the terms of service, to literally permanently ban you completely. It's honestly, they can, guys. I really hope that some top players have not done this and really chance losing their accounts for the sake of, a few pence. And Dale said that, some people have been doing it for the Cyber Pass. I mean, the Cyber Pass is what, $10? And people are doing this to save $5. So people are chancing giving their account away and being permanently banned from the game for $5. And so Dale then also said to me that it's not just a few, it's a lot. You're talking hundreds of people. Hundreds. And I said, this is big. And this is going to cause something huge in terms of implications, because if people find out that certain players have done this to win in leaderboard events to get prizes, and they get banned because of that, then maybe they shouldn't have got the prizes they got in the leaderboard, and those that finished 6th, 7th and 8th maybe should have. And it's not SpaceX's fault, but it's SpaceX to sort out. And me personally, I think those people that done that should be permanently banned. I really do. I was permanently banned by Marvel Strike Force. I was annoyed at the time, but looking back, yeah, you've committed fraud. Like it or not, guys, whether you want to admit it or not, it is fraud what you've done. Sadly. So, I think it's going to cause shockwaves through the community when this is really addressed. So Dale for now said he's going to start addressing the side passes. He's going to probably refund them. So those that have bought these side passes through this Turkish seller, or these few Turkish sellers, apparently what they're doing, they'll lose all the rewards that they got from the side pass. And I don't know how far that's going to go. I don't know if that's going to go into 5-star bots that have been pulled because they've got the shards. It's just caused an absolute mess. This is worse than Dino Gate, but this time it's not SpaceX's fault. So, listen, if there was a way to get cheap bundles legally, I would be all for it. I'd be like, yeah, let's get it done. Let's do it. But sadly, this is not the way, guys. It's really dodgy. I advise you not to do it. Don't chance losing your account. It is definitely not worth it. And just think twice before you do it. That's what I'd say. So, just a few comments. Obviously, Tracks, that's some dodgy business. Isn't fair to everyone else that buys legit money and spend our time to grind your own events. Yeah, there are guys in Prime that did this for the leaderboard. If that's the case, then I don't know why I would do that. Cyberstore stuff works out like 11% cheaper for me versus Google, so I don't need to do anything like that. Yeah. David Lee, I'm a free to play in any gacha game. In Marvel Strike Force, I'm trying to get Gambit to 7 stars, so it's at 5 star. Yeah, I think my Gambit's at 6 star, 7 star, I think already. I've only been playing like 4 or 5 months though. Dark Lantern Sport, anyone actually rate leaderboard event higher than very poor? I think I put poor. I think, yeah. I think it's SA's fault for having the leaderboard in the first place. I don't think you can blame Space Ape for this. I don't think you can. It's not fair, really. They can't stop cheaters. There'll always be cheaters. They just can react to it. So yeah. Last Cyan, I would never buy from those stores. I didn't know how they did it, but I know companies hate people who do and will ban your account for it. I spent thousands on the app and not risking it. Yeah, exactly. Not press of $5. Yeah, I don't get that at all. I just think that what they were doing with the side pass was testing the waters. I said still. Said I don't think they're chancing it for that. I think what they're doing is they want to buy more, but rather than doing $100 and losing $100, they'll go, well, I'll buy the side pass. I'll see if it works, and if it works, great. If it doesn't work, I've lost $5. I mean, that's it. So I think that's why they're doing it. But long-term applications. Dr. Claw, elephant in the room. Some people used to buy 100k accounts from each other. Yeah, I get that. I'm not condoning it for 1 minute. But I understand buying someone's account. But then you've got to understand that one person would have access to that account. But, you know, most of the time that happened between friends. I know it happened. Quite a few people. I know a few people did it. But obviously I always say that I'm quite proud to have my original account and my account. And, you know, I've never bought an account. Because I know a lot of people could just buy an account back in the day and then start at a high level. But no, I've had my account since the start. Last Science put, most games won't even let you use a bot to alter your accounts, let alone cheat them out of money. Yeah, I know. Tracksport, it's the responsibility. You think they would monitor big events, see the influx of cash versus how many points are being put up, and should track high-scoring players? No, it's not. You can't really do that because I might spend a lot less than you to get the same result because I'm more economic. You might be running more bots than me to level more bots. So it's not like you can do that, to be fair. You know, I can easily run an endurance of $60. I can do 85k if I had the whole time for it. But I know people that will throw $200 at it, at an endurance, you know, because they want to level so many things. So, yeah. Last Science put its own space to protect the integrity of their game. If legit people are playing, spending and using their time, they should be rewarded over cheat. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I'm just saying that you can, as a game company, they can't react fast enough to cheaters. You know, it's not like, we need to be realistic. You know, if someone's cheating the game, then it takes a while to realise that and look into the figures and look into what's happening. It also takes someone just to say, hey, probably give them a heads up and say, listen, this is happening in the game. You know, and then they can look into it. Generally, they won't just delve into figures all the time. I mean, come on, we speak about how they can't even get, you know, bots out on time and get content right. The last thing they're going to really do is look into cheaters constantly. It's not like they can sit there every few hours looking for cheaters. You know, they probably will after a leaderboard event because they know it's a big event. You know, and it flushes them sort of people out. So, yeah, they probably would do that after endurance. I get that. But I think we're being a bit too harsh if we think that, you know, this is Space8's fault. It's not Space8's fault if people hack the game and cheat. It's their fault if that continues for a long time. But, you know, the leaderboard was, what, 2 weeks ago? They're already apparently addressing it. 2 weeks is quite enough time, I think. It's fine. I just hope that they actually deal with it properly. You know, like I said, I was banned from Marvel Strike Force for being purely naive. So if they get banned, they can't blame anyone. It's their own fault. That's it. You know, that's my point. Yeah. Yeah, when Darklands has put weekends are generally not staffed as well. Weekdays, yeah, it's a fair point as well. You know, they're usually off for the weekend, so yeah. I won't admit how much I spent on the leaderboard, Minerva leaderboard. Yeah, exactly. You know, that's a different kettle of fish, though. No, it's a different thing. Vic Chase, but how about a player buy stuff on web store when they travel? Is he allowed to pay with different currency then, unless the player use VPN, he can't pay the original currency? Yeah, I did say that to Dale. I said, how can you tell the difference? And he said, basically said, we can tell. There's a way to tell. And I think what they can just do is they can trace it back to the email address. Obviously, if you made purchases with your email address, and then all of a sudden you use a different email address, and then some other player has bought something on a different email address, and it's the same one as the other one. Obviously, when you see a different email address on different accounts, it sort of flags up. You know, that's what I imagine. So, yeah. Cool. But yeah, just be wary, guys. That's all I'm saying. Be wary. So, next up, some information that could be relevant. So, there's been a big controversy outside of the game. Nothing to do with Earth Wars. Kinda. So, I'll show you the controversy and I'll sort of tell you what has happened. So, for those that don't know, Supercell do a few games like Clash Royale, Clash of Clans, games like that. And some massive drama has come into Clash of Clans recently. So to try and put it into a nutshell, what happened was the game's been in a bit of decline because they brought out some really pay-to-win items in the game, and the top players were not happy. But they've complained about it, but they've still got the esports that they do, and people don't realise that Clash of Clans is actually an esport, and people put a lot of money into it. So how this all started was from what I can gather anyway, so apologies if I get this a bit wrong, but I've been watching a few videos on it, especially Asmon Gold, things like that. So from what I can gather is there was a player that was in a alliance, let's call it, we call them alliances, and he'd paid money to take part in this esports event to compete, and he was a very good player, one of the top players in the game. And one of the leaders of the alliance is a YouTuber for Clash of Clans. But the problem with that is, what they said is that Clash of Clans say there's certain criteria to be an official content creator for Clash of Clans. So I think the first thing is that to be a tier 3 one, to be a tier 3 content creator, you need 100k subs before you can even be an official content creator. Because it's a huge game. But I think then you can start covering the esports and you get a lot of exposure and things like that. But this person that runs this alliance, I don't know which one it is, but runs this alliance, supposedly doesn't meet that criteria. He's well short. But apparently he's really good friends with Supercell and the people behind the scenes. So from what I can gather is, I don't know what's going on, but supposedly they've kicked the player off the team last minute. And so it leaves him very little time to find a new team, to get in with that team and compete in this big event that he spent loads of money and loads of time preparing for, and he was a bit annoyed. But the problem behind that is it's not just some simple drama where they've kicked someone. Supercell have to approve this, and they approved that. And so there's a big controversy in the community. And all of a sudden, content creators got on board on this and was like, listen, this is not acceptable. The way you've treated this guy is not acceptable. Now, I don't know the whole story. No one does. I can't see someone just getting kicked out for no reason last minute. So there might have been some beef in some way, something he's done. We don't really know. But what happened after this is set a new precedent. And it's absolute madness. And this is 100% factual. So that's just a bit of backstory what happened. So then the content creators started saying this is not good enough and doing negative videos around Supercell and what they've done. So what Supercell did to a couple of content creators was they didn't appreciate what they were doing by backing this guy that got kicked out. And so to stop them from creating this content and putting these stories out, they put copy strikes against their content. So to give you an idea what happens, if someone puts a copy strike against your content and you get 3 strikes where YouTube approve that and say, yeah, you're right, you did copyright, this person's material without, fair usage, which is a broad term. If you get 3 strikes, you actually get removed from YouTube. Now, this wasn't just someone that had a negative, view of someone and put a copyright strike in. This was actually Supercell that did this. And it seems like they were trying to manipulate the content creators into not doing negative content. Now, some might say, but Wozza, why are you covering Supercell? That's nothing to do with Earth Wars. Well, actually it is, because Supercell own, I think it's around 60%, around that, of SpaceApe. Supercell are the majority shareholder of SpaceApe. And so sadly, if something dramatic happens to Supercell, because there's talk of getting even lawyers involved and things like that, the way they've got about this, because it's fair usage. I use Transformers Earth Wars in my streams, and I use that because I'm trying to promote the game, and vice versa, and other people can use your content and do a review of it, and there's nothing much you can really do, really, if you go, I don't like that, because they can use it as long as they've made enough changes to it to be their own content. Now, if they're just showing the game in the background and they're reviewing that, or they're just talking about the game and showing pictures of the game in the background, then that's not copyright strike. That's them playing the game. And so it's really unfair what Supercell have actually done, but it's causing waves. And you've got to ask yourself, is this the future of YouTube? Is it the future of gaming. I mean, surely not. That if you do content for a game and you give it negative views, or you're seen as negative, that they get removed. You get removed off YouTube. I just think to myself that, I'm quite negative around Spaceship right now because a lot of the changes they make I'm not really happy with. And it's not good, but I'm also not going to change what I do. I'm not going to change my opinion on things because I'm scared that Spaceship are going to kick me off. And I don't think Dale would do that, to be fair. In fact, I know Dale wouldn't do it. But it's still a thing in the back of your mind where you think, if this is the way that Supercell want to go with this, where they don't like negative content creators, it is a possibility, even as slim choice as it is. So, if you want to go look into it, like I said, I will go and look into Asmongold's Supercell drama video. It's about an hour long, but you can sort of sift through it. There's loads of content creators doing content on it, and it is absolute madness what's been going on. And literally every content creator of the game is covering this right now and sort of like backing everyone. They've banned people from the game. It's absolute chaos what's going on behind the scenes. But obviously, if Supercell's stock go down and they're a majority shareholder of Space Ape, then eventually Space Ape's stock goes down. So what they do obviously feeds into what's happening at Space Ape. So interesting to see how they deal with this now. Whether Supercell will turn back on that. And whether it has an impact on Space Ape. Who knows? Transport was going to get cancelled. Vic Ching's put cancelling will be the last thing I said to do. Yeah, but you never know. Listen, some of these guys have decent... listen, some of these guys that have been cancelled have decent subscribers. I mean... This is one of them. It's Eric One Hive. He was one of the creators that got... did he get striked or banned? I think I remember. But he's got 424,000 subs. He's not a small-time content creator. It's absolute crazy. Look there. Detailed breakdown Supercell's abuse of the copyright system to silence creators for speaking out against corruption. Crazy. And you see there, look, class drama. And you go down, is it even legal? Controversy, Supercell drama. This is everything it's all about at the minute. All about. Crazy. But yeah. Cool. But yeah, let's see what happens. But I'm following this drama very closely because it's crazy what they're doing right now. What else? So the next thing up is we mentioned earlier that in Discord they posted a survey. So the player survey they posted in Discord yesterday details the usual things on what you think of the game. Are you happy with the game? What would you like to come to the game? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you like wars? Do you enjoy your playtime? Do you want to play more or less? And this is standardized to most of the things they put out, most of the polls they put out, most of the surveys they put out. But this survey was a bit different towards the end, and Dale sort of hit me up about this as well. He said that we're toying with the idea, there's nothing set in stone, that they're toying with the idea of doing individual wars. So when he mentioned that, I was like, oh, okay, it's something different, but I'm intrigued how it would work. And so he said, well, how this would probably work, and again, nothing's been set in stone, it's all just pie in the sky, just ideas right now. He said how this would kind of work would be that you would register for it, you would match someone, and you would both play each other. And whoever wins progresses or gets certain points. And I said, well, the one problem with that is that a lot of players at a top level can beat any base. And so they'll both win and then both progress. And eventually you'll have a group of players at the top that can all 300. So does that mean it's going to make it harder? And it's like, well, don't really know what's going to work. It's an idea for now. So, okay. So then he said the idea is that you can, do a lot of attacks. And I said, well, you know what? I said, I'm intrigued because the one criticism I've said, well, not one criticism, I've got quite a few criticisms, but one of the criticisms I've had in terms of being a content creator, not a player, a content creator, is that sometimes it's really hard to stream the game because it's so restrictive. Because you've only got so many fuel cells, because you've only got, so many coins to spend because of cooldowns. So, let's be honest, once you've done 10 attacks, 10 attacks take 3 minutes each, say 30 minutes. Once you've done 10 attacks, you're pretty much done. And no one wants to watch Zen Farm. It's boring enough doing it. Never mind watching it. No one wants to watch Titan Assault. Again, it's boring enough doing it. Never mind showing it. And so, Space Ape needs some sort of game mode that you can stream, that people can watch for a length of time. I really would like to be able to sit down with this game for 2 or 3 hours on a certain day and say to you guys, listen, and I tried it, remember, back in the day. I used to have a stream later in the week on a Wednesday. I would go through the news, I would go through releases like I do now. But on a Monday, I tried doing like a play stream where I was like just playing the game and chatting to people. And it just didn't work because the stream was too short. Because I'd run out of fuel cells. I was spending coins on cooldowns during the week. And I was like, it's a waste of money. I'm not going to spend coins on getting resources, getting an adrenaline alloy, just so I can stream the game. Now, if Space Ape gave me those coins to spend, I would do. But Space Ape basically said, no, we don't give content creators content. And I was like, well, there's no way I'm streaming this game midweek. There's no way I'm doing a play stream. There's no way we've got enough time to do that. So I'm hoping with this war, I said to Dale that if you're going to do this, we need something that can be grindy. I know we have leaderboards, but the difference with leaderboards is it's not just the leaderboard, it's the money involved as well. So in most games, mobile games anyway, it's either money or time. In most other games, it's majority time. Most actual games that are not mobile games, it just depends on how much time you put in to depend on if you're a top player. Not obviously skill comes into it, but a lot more time comes into play. And I said to Dale that we do need sort of game mode that revolves around that. We've got lots of things that revolve around money, but we've got nothing that revolves around time. And so for me, I said, listen, a while ago, I said get rid of cooldowns in wars. Get rid of fuel cells for Zen farming and things like this. And I think this is a really good opportunity to bring out a new game mode with no fuel cells and no cooldowns. And it's the opportunity just to war over and over again. More rather than not like a war, but more like a PvP. So a bit like battles, but you get points for something that mount up and you go into a leaderboard. So imagine a leaderboard for all week maybe. But you can play as much as you like. You can play as little as you like. It's up to you. I know people will look at that and go, oh no, not a lead, something grindy like leaderboard. And I get that, but then you don't have to do it if you don't want to. You can do it one day a week and you can get certain rewards. You can choose a tier to go into. And most games do this, guys. Most games have a game mode where it's like, the more you play, the better. But you've got to think that the game for me needs more engagement. It's too easy to pick this game up for 20 minutes a day and put it down and not be really any worse off. Yeah, wars are the exception to that, where wars probably take too much time. So with wars, it takes 10-15 minutes 5 times a day, and you've got to log in 5 times a day. It's not something, like a war's not something you can log in for 2 hours and smash out in 2 hours. And a lot of games have that, where you can just play for 2 or 3 hours and smash something out and play it constantly. And that means it's easy to stream because you've got that time. So I really do think they need a game mode that has high engagement, that you can play over and over again, that doesn't cost any money or cost a bit of money. And I said, Dale, listen, I understand you've got to make money out of this in some way. You've got to put this in. But the engagement comes from other game modes. If you're playing this game more, it makes you want to play the game more and level more bots maybe. I said, maybe you make it like other games where you can use your bots a certain amount of times, let's say 10 times, but after the 10 times you get a small coin cost. And I'm talking like 10 coins. Something like that. So for 80 coins you get a whole fresh squad again. But then it's 10 coins per use. And then once you use your bots 15 times, then it's 20 coins. Once you use it 20 times, it's 30 coins. So it encourages you to use more and more bots. But you can still use your bots 10 times. You still do 10 tack every day. But obviously, and it resets to 24 hours, say, like a 24-hour cooldown or something like that. Not like an hour cooldown, but a 24 cooldown eventually. It just means you're using more bots, maybe, to war. Again, it's all just pie in the sky. But I just think I definitely do think we need a game mode that gives the ability for content creators to be able to stream the game and play the game more. Some people won't like that. Some people will think it's too grindy. And I understand it. I get it. I do. But all I think is that I'm playing Marvel Strike Force probably more than I do Earth Wars right now. Because I log in, I do a couple war attacks, something, or I'll do some resource raids, and then I'll log out again because there's nothing much else to do midweek. Once you're at the top level of the game, you've got everything you need. What else is to do midweek? Once your base is maxed, you don't really need energy on an ally until weekend. Once it's maxed out once during the week, and I can max my energy on an ally out in 5 or 6 battles. So once I'm in 5 or 6 battles and my energy on an ally are maxed, I'm done for the week in terms of resources. I don't need any. I don't need any Zen for Zen farming, so I don't need to do Zen farming. My Titans are maxed out, so I don't need to do Titan Assault. Wars are a bit boring, so I don't really need to do wars unless it's tracked and then I have to do it. But I don't look forward to logging in and doing it because it's just a bit mundane. So what am I logging in for? There needs to be something to attract people to play the game more. You know, I would gladly drop Marvel Strike Force and play this a lot more and spend my time doing this if I had a good reason to. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with it. I really do think that this could, I wouldn't say make or break the game, but it could be a really, really good event, an event that everyone enjoys, or not. And it depends how they monetize it. If they really heavily monetize it with cooldowns or fuel cells, I think it's going to be a flop. Because I said to Dale that no one is going to spend on cooldowns at the current cost, or fuel cells at the current cost. You know, and he said, well, would rather have cooldowns or fuel cells. I said, well, the problem with cooldowns is if you're using your war team, it's going to cost you 300. So 15 attacks at like 300 coins, it's going to cost you 5,000 coins. It's going to cost you £20 or $20 just to get 10 attacks out of your war team. 15 attacks, sorry, out of your war team. Whereas to replenish fuel cells, it's going to cost you about 1,700, 1,500 coins to replenish your fuel for 15 attacks, 75 fuel cells. So obviously fuel cells would be more cost effective. But for me, I don't want to be paying money midweek. That's a no-go for me. I'm not going to spend money midweek and then spend money on weekends as well. So I'm sure we'll speak more about it in next week's stream. Be sure to go and watch that. I'll also be watching that and then covering it next week, whatever they cover. And I'm sure it'll be mentioned at some point. So I did ask Dale if it's the new game mode. He showed me it's not. This is just another idea they've had. But let me know in the chat, like, what's your ideas around this? Do you like this idea around individual wars? Do you think it could work in some way? Would it get you playing more? Is it just another stupid game mode that you don't really want to play? Do you not want to play the game more? Will that kill the game? Everyone not playing the game as much. Engagement rates go down. People stop playing the game. That's the way the game goes. The game still needs money though. So do they monetize it? So let me know your opinions in the chat. What should they do around this game mode? How should it work? And yeah, we can pass this on to Dale and then see what he thinks, and hopefully we might have some new sort of game mode in some way that pleases a lot of the players and gets us to play the game a bit more. The way I look at it. So Trax Penlanka support, I couldn't figure out what is the difference between the individual war and the already PvP battles that we do. Yes, it's kind of fair point. Yeah, it's a fair point. Yeah, very fair point. Trax has put, yes, we missed Mondays with Wozza. Yeah, I just felt like I was wasting people's time on Monday. I just felt like I was doing a few battles and then people were like, yeah, we've seen this before, nothing new. I was just sat there talking, just like, I don't know. If you enjoy that, I can do it. Maybe not on a Monday, but I can definitely do it another time maybe. If you enjoy that, no. Just let me know. For solo war campaign, you can't use the same bots as you progress, like elimination. I don't think that'd be good though. Not to that extent. Not where you can only use them once and that's coin them. I think it's a bad idea. I do. Yeah, Dalton's put on his little account. All he does is farming to keep the 1.5 mil and do cyber task. Yeah. Main account only get XP for 5 stars with ruination cycles. Yeah. It's 5-star bots. Yeah. Also, about false but something you may not be considering is that some of us who are free to play or only spend modestly already have to grind to keep up. Yeah, but not during the week, really. A weekend, I agree. Yeah, definitely. That's why I wouldn't make weekend event harder in any way. If anything, I'd make weekend events easier. But you've got to think about the players that work weekends, like myself, that have time off during the week. No, that can't play as much weekend. You know, we would like to grind during the week, but I can't. And like anything, it is a choice whether to do it or not. You know. And I get if you're HQ 16, you've got to still grind to get through to HQ 18, grind resources. But that was the same for us when we were HQ 16. And, you know, once you get to the end game, it does get a bit easier. You know. So down, let's put FC refills 1,136 coins to fill up if you have 4 FC. Is that for the full 75 though? Is that 50? So I remember it being, I think, 1,000. I couldn't remember it was 1,200 back when it was 50. Oh, well, it changed to that when it's 75. That's what I couldn't remember. Yeah, Dalton support as long as there's no cooldown or fuel cost. That was my view, yeah. Mario Zambiano's talking about Synergy's tech tree. We're going to be covering about that soon. Mario Zambiano, will you listen? No, maybe. Paul Taylor's put, welcome to the stream, buddy. Welcome back. Not seen you in a while. Good to see you, though. I would say survival tower defense mode where hordes of bots attack your base. You get more reward in the amount of ways you survive. I'd rather do it the other way round where you're attacking different levels of bases maybe, and it goes up and up and up, like that. Steady increases. I would rather do it that. It was attacking rather than defending, because defending just stood there. It's not the same for defending for us. We just lay our bots out and go. Where attacking, you can. It's just the same in it really. That's not a bad idea. I don't mind that. Highly classified, put the new game mode lets you choose what resources you get. Well, for me, it'd be a reward on what tier. So a bit like what Paul Taylor said, where it'd be if you get to this level, you get this amount of resources, something like that. But yeah. Daddy Pig put would be cool to play as an outpost bot and defend your base. Yeah, but don't forget you don't control them. You just send abilities out, but you don't have abilities as outpost bots. So I think the tech for that is a bit pie in the sky. I really do. Hey Shani. Oh, Wozza. Oh, just landed in the UK. Whereabouts, Shani? Let me know. Darkland support Zone 16 needs another break. Moving Prime Core bases out. They've already moved it out. They've already made Zone 16 easier. They can't keep adding zones. We've had this talk in playtest before, and I know everyone wants more zones, but they're never going to get it right. And they have kind of made Zone 15 easier because they took the Prime Core out of Zone 15 and put them in 16. And so 16 is even easier now because there's some bases that have Prime Cores that are still low-level HQ18s. So they've made HQ16 easier. But now the problem with HQ16 is that it's too varied, that you can attack some bases without a combiner and win with a full team. And there's some bases that are completely maxed that you can hardly win with a combiner. And that's trying to take a hit with Zone 16 because it's a top zone in the game, sadly. So yeah. Last Science put already have 2 full-time jobs, one to pay the bills and one is looking after my 6-year-old son. I don't want Earth Wars to be my third. Yeah, but you just play what you like though, don't you? You can only play what you want. You don't have to play this. You know, no one's sort of forcing you to play this new game mode if you don't want to. And listen, I have my job, I do my YouTube, I take my kids to football and gymnastics, stuff like that. So, you know, we all have things that we do in our life. Me, I'm as busy as anyone else. But, you know, I still have time to play games. But I find that I'm playing Marvel Strike Force more than I am Earthwall because there's more to achieve on there. I want to achieve things and do things and have a sense of achievement by doing whatever, you know. And it's a lot cheaper at lower levels anyway. It's a lot cheaper to progress, a lot easier to progress, more things to do. So, you know, I don't want it to go that way. I want to play Earthwalls more. But I can't do that until there's more to do. That's the point, yeah. Last science put nobody wants to play war, honestly, except the top players. Yeah, I get that, yeah. So why make it cost anything? 3 attempts and you're done anyway. We're not farming XP in war. Yeah. LJ Gav, have you got Dr. Doom yet in Marvel Strike Force? No, that is probably one of my next achievements. I'm getting the Horsemen currently. I've just got them all, but obviously I need to level them all to level 7s. And the next one, I think, is Doctor Doom that I need to get. One before Doctor Doom, I think I've got. I can't remember which one it is now. But that's sort of where I'm up to. Is Doctor Doom and the Horseman. Before I can go and get Apocalypse. That's sort of where I'm up to. Level 96, I think, 94 play level, something around that. So I'm getting there. I'm literally just concentrating on my Spider Society team. I need another hero team outside of X-Men. So I've got my X-Men team, got my Spider Society team, got my Sinister Six team, got a bit of a Cabal team going. I just started doing the new Illuminati team. I actually got Hank Pym. So anyway, I can talk about that another time. But yeah, doing alright in Marvel Strike Force. Lots. Again, you can see there I'm saying I'm working on this and I'm working on that. I'm trying to do this and trying to do that. Where in Earthwise, I'm like, nothing. Literally, I've done most things. Yeah. Also, Phil's put, when you add rewards into a grinding game mode like you are describing, then players are going to feel obliged to play it to keep up. It will surely add to burnout for many. Maybe, yeah, but you've got to think of it as, if you're a free-to-play player and it is a grinder, that means that you can catch up as well. It's a good catch-up mechanism for lower free-to-play players. So yeah, listen, anything you do in this game, you can look at it negatively. No matter what you choose. You can look at wars negatively, you can look at events negatively. You can look at everything that way, but you've also got to look at the positives as well. And I get it, listen, I do get it, guys, that some people don't want to grind in a game. And I do understand that, but if you want to go and be a top player in FIFA, you know what? You've got to go and do 50 matches a day that take 10-15 minutes a game. You've literally got to spend hours on it if you want to progress. You've got to do that to be a top player in the game. It's a lot quicker. Trust me, this game is a lot grindy. A lot less grindy than other games I've played. When I played TFL, I tell you, I think a lot of players that think this is grindy will not cope with TFL. To give you an idea, we used to do a week-long leaderboard event. It was literally as grindy as a leaderboard. Didn't cost as much money though, but was a week long. And you'd be playing for about 6 hours a day for a week. Honestly, crazy. Anyone you talk to that's played TFL, I'm sure there's someone in the chat that's played TFL. The Team V team events, do you remember them? They might be 6 days long. I might be lying a bit. 6 days long. Those were events. Jesus. And those were so grindy. So grindy. But, you know, if you didn't want to do it, don't do it. You know, no one's forcing you to do it. I understand there's a desire to do it because people are competitive. But, you know, then you've got to look at yourself maybe and think, you know, is it Space 8's fault for giving something to some players that other people aren't going to like? Or should Space 8 not do anything because they're scared to annoy some people? So, I think no matter what Space 8 do, they're going to annoy people. Let's be honest. But one thing they definitely need to do, I don't think anyone can deny this, one thing they need to do is get people playing the game and get people engaged. The engagement of this game is so low, it's ridiculous. I've never known a game with such low engagement in my life. Every single game I've ever played has a game mode where you can go and go and go and go and go and go and go as much as you want, and it gives you some rewards for doing that to keep you playing this game and not other ones. And how many people in the chat play another game other than Earth Wars? I bet there's quite a few. Where if you wanted to really be a decent player at any game, you really need to choose one. When I was a top player in Earth Wars, I played Earth Wars and that was it. Nothing else. Earth Wars got my entire time and that's what made me a top player. I don't spend as much money as other people have spent. Nowhere near. You know, but I put my entire time into it. Hours and hours and hours per day into it. And so, you know, to be a top player, sometimes you need to... And if you don't want to be a top player, that's fine, you know. Grand time, maybe stream Marvel Strike Force on Mondays. There's so many good Marvel Strike Force content creators, and I'm not proficient enough to understand exactly what's going on yet. I'm a bit of a noob. It sounds like I'm quite high level. I'm not. I'm still a bit of a noob. I'm still learning things. There's still things in the game I'm like, I don't even know what that is. So there's still things I need to learn before I do any streaming or anything. Darklands Spot need another mode. Yeah, I do agree. Yeah. Paul says, but I think any new game mode needs a shop to spend the rewards from that game mode. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe another way to get a specific 5-star bot. Maybe. Yeah. Darklands, they need more campaigns. Campaigns are hard though. They take a the problem with campaigns is, and I kind of get this. You know, listen, I am SpaceX's biggest critic. I don't think you'll find someone that's more critical of SpaceX than me, honestly. And sometimes you got your whole hands up and go, yeah, I kind of get that. And they said the problem with campaigns is that it takes so much time to make them, so many hours and hours and hours and hours of work, and then people spend 10 minutes on it and it's done. It's not productive enough for them to put that amount of time in to get nothing back. And 10 minutes of enjoyment. So, sad really, but yeah, I get it. Mark Cooper's put Strikefall's not as good as you're going on about. It's had 3 different play movements to address the game issues. Content creators and envoys have recently left after years of playing. Yeah, I do know that. I do know that. Listen, I have not said for 1 minute that at the top level of the game it's no real different than this game. But when you start a new game from the bottom, there's always plenty to do. Listen, if you start this game right at the bottom right now and you're getting 4-star bots and you get that first 5-star and you're buzzing and you can go and collect 5-star bots, it's going to feel quite fresh. But to the players that have played for years, it's quite stale. And I get similarities to that in Marvel Strike Force. But you've got to admit that when you play Marvel Strike Force and you've got Arena and you've got campaigns, although they're very quickly done, then you've got the epic campaigns, and then you've got War, and you've got Cosmic Crucible, and you've got certain criteria to do events, and you've got different events on. You've got so many things to do that you can spend an hour and a half on Marvel Strike Force, even though all them game modes only take 20 minutes of your time, because there's so many different game modes that you can play and utilise. Then, you know, it takes your time up. Whereas on this, like, nothing really that useful for top players. Well, I suppose it's the same, I suppose, but yeah. Yeah, Blade 19's put, I'd like to come up with a new game mode that's individual. Yeah, for Join Elite maybe as well, yeah. And Shax has put, I think player participation is low because people are frankly tired of how they're treated and move on to greener pastures. Yeah, maybe. But is Tex also bored as well? Maybe. You know, bored of new content, maybe because of quality, but also bored of the game because he's achieved everything you can. You know, at the top level, and there's nothing new for. So, you know. Cool. Okay, next up. So, let's share some images of something that Hasbro announced recently. Hasbro announced some new content coming out. Some new bots. So a while back, I did a video on what I thought new combiners would be. And I still think I'm close to what that would be. But this is sort of throwing a spanner in the works. Because the way that SpaceX described it was that they said that there'd be a new combiner coming out. It wouldn't require loads of bots like the previous ones. It'd be different. So I started to think like a bit like Omega Supreme, where it will take parts. I think they might have found some success in that. Maybe there's a bit of pushback from Ruination being the 5-star and having to collect all the bots. Maybe they thought it's not very free to play friendly, really. Maybe they need a replacement for Omega Supreme because everyone's got Omega Supreme. Who knows? But the way I looked at it was it was something around Omega Supreme where it doesn't require parts, but it's a bot and you have a 4-star part, a 3-star part, a 5-star part. So I started thinking obviously around Guardian robots. That was my idea because they're in this one bot. There's no parts, so I'm like, you know, it's not like 5 bots make one like combiners. It was just one bot that was huge. That sort of played into what they were sort of talking about. But then Hasbro have released some new figures. So the con release was Monstructor. Now, although this is the new release, Monstructor, and the bot release recently was Dino King. Now, although they released these, you've got to think that they're still made up of bots. So it doesn't fit the criteria on how they're going to do it. Now, maybe they are making these bots, but I think they're going to miss a huge avenue to bring these bots out and make some money if people chasing them bots. So, my question is, will we get these combiners next year? Are these the combiners that Space have been talking about in some way? But these are the new toy releases that Hasbro releasing. So they are releasing Dino King. I think Dino King's actually out already, and I think that Monstructor's either out or coming out very soon. They're the new combiners that they're releasing as part of their waves. So it's going to be interesting to see if they come to the game or not. Normally, the releases of Hasbro match up with Space Ape, especially the big releases like this. You know, last year they released the Ark, and we saw the Ark released into the game. No? When they were doing Beast Wars, they did Magnabots because it fitted in with the Beast Wars bots. So, a lot of these releases match up. So, what a way to see. Will it be Monstructor and Dino King? Who knows? Will it be something else entirely? Put it in the chat. Let me know what you think it's going to be. But just remember that they said it's going to be a bit different. It's not going to be bots that make it up. So maybe that eliminates this from the choice. Let me know what you think. What you think might be coming. But we have been told there's a new combiner coming this year. And obviously, as always, we'll be covering it. So stay tuned. So what do we think? What do we think? Do we think Dino King's coming to the game? Do we think Monstructor is? Interesting. Last science, but I think the real problem is it's just not rewarding for the amount of time invested. I mean, take the Legacy 5-star grind. They don't make the bots worth the investment. I think it's also the money as well. Free-to-play players not interested in it. You know, I just think if you give free-to-play players a game mode they can grind and, you know, give them a way to level up or do something or get some more resources or something. You know, I think it helps free-to-play players. Also gives something for top players to grind. You know, helps everyone. If they can monetize it in some way. Not that it has to monetize, but you can to give you some advantage, then people will spend as well. So I just think it can win on all aspects, really. Trax by Lancaster's book, while Tex is also promoted the game he plays now, talking about they give compensation. Imagine that. What do you mean by that? George Triller's I hope they put the new Knight Rider Transformer in the game. Maybe, you never know. It depends on, obviously, who owns the rights, really, I suppose, yeah. Trax by Lancaster Sport, I think Ace are talking about that combiner that is like Optimus Maximus. But it changed out some bots and name change, and the bots are in the game already. I don't think so, because the way they described it, it wouldn't be parts. Wouldn't we need the bots? I don't know. Maybe. It's a variant. Maybe. Mark Cooper's put, I think it would be Tidal Wave. I think Tidal Wave would be the Titan. It's a bit weird because he's Titan class Tidal Wave, isn't he? That's but doing bots puts new release combiner somewhere next year with the 8-week cycle doesn't fit with live this year. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. But do they bring Dino King out as just a combiner and not have the bots? Metabears put, wait, where's this Monstructor news come from? Wozza. Well, I think Monstructor, I'm pretty sure, is the next release out, maybe. I think I've seen it on TF website or something. Yeah, I think so. Comic-Con info, Darklands Sport. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I think it's from Comic-Con, I think. I couldn't say for sure, but I'm pretty sure. They're the next big releases from Hasbro instead of Transformers, anyway. Yeah. Cool. Wrapped up on Victy. Yeah, Berserk's put it's not Monstructor, it's Dino King. I'm pretty sure I saw something on Monstructor or something. I don't know. Definitely Dino King. Dino King's out. I'm pretty sure it's out now already. So yeah. We'll see. But if they bring Dino King out, then what's the comparison going to be? It's probably going to be Monstructor. That's the closest comparison to the two. Cool. Right. Okay. Next thing what I've been waiting for. let's have a look at the new bots. I need a drink for this one. So we saw the bots, a screenshot of the bots that are due to be released, Orion packs and D16 Megatron. And I sort of put forward that I wasn't happy with them rushing. It was far too similar to Optimus Prime. We don't need another bot like Optimus Prime. We don't need another bot that's too similar to Optimus Prime. We don't need two of the same ability in the game. And then it was also put forward to some of the players in the Unicorn chat what they think. And they also said, in a good way, I didn't think of this, that why would you want to replace the main bot in the game, like the focal point in the game, the hero of the entire franchise? Why would you want to replace that? And it's a very valid point. I'm a bit annoyed with myself. I didn't think about that. Why would you want to replace Optimus Prime? You should never replace Optimus Prime. Ever. And Optimus Prime Megatron should always be relevant because they are the bots they are. You want people fresh into this game to say, I want these bots. They're good bots. I really want them. They're going to attract people to the game. So they definitely need to be relevant. You don't want to replace them. So a lot of feedback went to Space Ape. And Space Ape come back and said, right, okay, we've heard you. We understand. We're going to change the ability completely. It's not going to rush anymore. It was like kind of like a rushing gunner, which made no sense. Then it was going to hit. Anyway, it was awful. It was a really bad idea. It was designed by someone who doesn't play the game, obviously. Didn't like it as an idea, but I'm glad they sort of changed it. But frustrating thing is that we got this like 3 or 4 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I think it was. Yeah, 3 weeks ago. And so we had loads of time. And thankfully, we've got it changed. But now, we're kind of running out of time. So, what we've kind of got in test right now, I doubt it's going to get changed again. I think this is going to be roughly what we've got with some tweaks into how it works. So, as always, guys, don't forget, this is in test. We've probably got another week and a half, something like that, where they're going to keep testing this to try and fine-tune it. But this will give you a good idea on what it's doing, how it's operating, and whether you want to go out for the endurance. Because I know people are putting bids in around now and getting ready to compete. So without further ado, let's have a look. So let's have a look at D16 Megatron. Yes, we've got D16 Megatron. Sadly, they are not in the showroom yet. They're kind of just placeholders for now. But let's have a look at the ability. So we've got Rebellious Projection. So it says, send a projection, dealing 2,314 damage to the target, and places a 0.3 HPS healing beacon for the same amount of time. Upon hit, the projection will split into 4 more and target enemies. So, special class, in terms of combats, looking like it's just melee combats for now. There's Creator Maker, there's Blowpipe, so some range ones. So yeah, so apologies, no range combats. Yeah, so I can do range combats. So range combats can be equipped, so that's pretty decent. 22,000 health and 800 damage. So although special bot, you're looking like Skyburst and Onslaught in that sort of sense. They're gonna be a gunner, but a special class gunner. Not going to be melee. So, if we sort of break this down, I mean, there is ability 11, which simply just then destroy the target and beacon grants 15% lifesteal. So, that's the ability 11 for now. But again, this is all just in testing, so it could change. But let's just break it down. So, sends a projection. So, projection is like a hollow, dealing 2,300 damage. So, level 70, 2,300 damage is not a lot. And places a 0.3 healing per second healing beacon. I don't understand that. Can anyone in the chat clear that up for me? It heals for 0.3 healing per second. So for 3 seconds you get one healing? What 1% is it? It's badly written. I don't understand that. It places a 0.3 healing per second, healing beacon. Not what's 0.3? 0.3 what? 0.3 healing per second. 0.3 of the bot's HP. I don't know. We'll have to look at it in game and judge you by that. For the same amount of time. What time? How long does it last? I don't know. It's confusing. Upon hit, so when the projection hits, I presume, the projection will split into 4 more and target enemies. So I imagine it will throw a heal forwards. This is the way I look at it. This is where, when I read it, this is what I envisage. So it will drop a hollow. Whether they pop outpost or not, we don't know yet. Drop a hollow. And then the hollow will hit the target. And then when you hit the target, it splits into 4. So the way I looked at it was kind of like a supporting defensive thing where you would throw the hollow down. It would do 2.5k damage. And it would maybe transform on the defense. And then when you hit it with another bot or something, or when you destroy it, maybe it's badly worded, 4 more would come out and attract the defenses. Now, when I thought of it like that, I thought, that sounds quite cool. You know, it's sort of supportive. It's got healing in there. Distracts defenses, maybe. Really badly worded, though. Really badly worded. But we are sort of in test. But you would think that they would clear this up. So at the very least, we can read it and go, oh, I kind of know what it does. So the only way to know what this does is to go and try it out in battle. See how it works. So just keep in mind, this is Orion packs, although it shows as Optimus, just because the placeholder for now, so we can test. So don't worry too much. But we're going to put a combat bot on him. No, we're not, because it's probably going to break the game. So let's not bother. But he kind of could, but let's not. But let's not go into base mode either, because it can probably break the game. Let's go and attack random base. So we'll go into zone 15. So just to see how it works. So let's put Orion packs down. So again, it looks like Optimus. Don't worry, guys. So we've got some choices here. So let's just put it on this defense here, whatever it is. There we go. So you can see there, it throws a hollow out. But then some rings come on. But the question is, what do them rings do? Let's have another go. So let's send him in. So where's the split into 4? I don't see how this is split into 4. I've got 2 rings now, but not 4. Is it healing? Let's try on this defense close by. Let's do it on him. Right, so what happens is you throw a hollow. If that defense gets destroyed, it will put something on 4 buildings. But we don't know what. Let's put a melee bot in there to try and see what happens. Maybe he's out of range of it. So let's put that down there. Put Optimus down there. We might get hacked here, depending on what the combiner is. Maybe not. So you can see there. Optimus. Is he getting healed? Honestly, so I got given this about 15 minutes before my stream, and I thought I'll have a quick go and have an idea on what it does. I'm just confused. For me, you should be able to read what it does. Just read the bio and understand what it does and get an idea on what it does. And it's just confusing. So send a projection. dealing damage. Yeah, that's quite. I think it places a 0.3 helium per second beacon. Is it supposed to heal what? It's supposed to heal. Heal for 0.3 helium per second is pretty awful. When you go for 0.3 helium per second, remember that's 0.3, and this is at max. And you compare that to Wheeljack, who does 447 healing per second, I think it is. So 0.3 to 447. I don't understand. And a lot of playtesters were going, oh, I really like this. And I thought, I'm hoping it might be pretty good. But after using it, I don't know what they're seeing. I almost feel like I'm on the wrong test account or something. I've got the wrong bot or something, because I understand, I think, what it should do and how it should work and how that would be beneficial. Having kind of minions in a way. But I don't understand what it's doing. The projection. Why would the projection split into 4? The projection didn't split. The healing beacon split, but didn't heal. I just don't know. I cannot honestly sit here and give you an actual review, because I don't know what it's supposed to do or what it is doing. That's my problem. And we've only got 2 weeks left again. And we're kind of in the same boat again. And I don't want to keep going round and round and round and round in circles, which we have done for the last year, of releases coming late, being broken, me not being able to advertise it, and then who knows, in a week or two's time, this could be one of the best new releases this year. It could be dead on arrival. And there's nowhere in between right now. I think that could be one of the two things. Either really good or really trash. And I really don't know which one we're going to get. I don't know what it's supposed to do. How it's supposed to work. And that's what's really worrying. So, I mean, we've still got 2 weeks left. It's last minute. But what's new? But I'm hoping that Space Ape can look at this and hopefully, you know, make some changes to it, fix it, come out and just go, oh, listen, this is what was wrong because it's not working as it should. It's a bug. I'm hoping that's the case, because if this is actually the ability and they're backing this, it's basically just 2k damage to a target. That's all it's doing right now for 3 ability points. Hopefully that's not the case. But we will cover it again next week. We'll have a bit more info on it. Obviously, I imagine some changes were made by them, whether it's good changes or not. But we'll have to wait and see till next week. Hopefully, they'll cover it in the stream as well and sort of clear up any issues with it. It'll be a bit more tidy, especially the description as well. Yeah, with that one, I suppose sounds interesting. Decent range, it's healing bot. But what's it healing? What's it healing? So let's pick a bot that's not got nothing on him. So let's pick Twin Twist. Right, so let's take... No, let's not take Twin Twist, I don't want to take him. Let's take Sludge. So we've got nothing on Sludge at all. Let's give Sludge a go. See the heals. Let's see. Where's Sludge now? Where is he? There he is. So Sludge has got nothing on him at all. Kingdom Hotspot, I think Jesse is tweaking it. Tweaking it? Jesus. That's an understatement. So let's do Sludge. Let's just break these walls down. Let's get Orion packs in there. I don't think you can do it on this resource building. It says something in the chat, so I'm not going to do that. Just to be sure. So let's put another beacon down there. put another beacon down there. Just to see if he heals. So, I've not seen Sludge heal once. Oh, that was healing. Yeah, he got like 400 healing, that was it, no more. I mean, I think the least you can heal, the least you can expect from throwing a healing bomb down is that it heals. I don't understand how you can create content this bad. I really don't. I'm at a loss. I really am at a loss now. I don't understand how you can create content that heals and it doesn't heal. That's the very basics of what it does. Never mind before you start looking at how much it heals, the range, balancing it. Do you know what I mean? Is it working as intended? Looking at the actual bot stats as well, like his DPS and what it can equip and all this and everything else about it. At the very least, it should do what it's supposed to do, what its advertisers are doing. It doesn't do that. It's not even working. From now, never mind balancing it. So. Candyman's put, looks as exciting as Tasmania Kid. Yeah, this, I don't know, I'm not convinced. Berserk's put, they've known these characters are coming all year and they don't know what to do. Yeah, that's a really, really, really valid point. I've said that myself. That they must have an idea of, like, it seems to me like they go, oh, these are the bots coming out this year, these 12 bots. Or 6 bots. It's only 6 every 2 months, isn't it? Every 2 sagas, so roughly, give or take, 6-7 bots. These are 6 bots this year. Okay, what's the story behind these bots? Oh, Orion packs. Alright, what ability should we give him? We'll look at it near the time. What? It just baffles me. Baffles me. Dark Lancer's bot, I think I'll go for the fires. I just did packs. Maybe, yeah, I get it. Mouse and Biano's put, I mean, even your CMs are doing better work than designers. They are simply too junior for this game. Oh, community managers. Yeah, I agree. Can he hold the Dark Prime Saber for? I don't know yet. I'm not too sure. I don't know. Healing needs to be more Dark Lance support. It needs to be work. And Jack Penlanka support. Why give up a healer for this pile of crap? Yeah, when you've got Sandstorm, listen, when you've got. Why are you going to put these 3 healing towers down? Let's do a stupid amount of healing. When you have literally got a bot. So let's be honest. So he's ranged. Let's think of a bot that's ranged. Does damage. In terms of DPS and heals. So let's look at Sandstorm. Yeah. So why would you use Orion packs that drops a heal bomb in an area and requires you to kill the target to do healing in an area for so many seconds when you've got Sandstorm that does 5,000 healing in an area and the healing's increased by 56% for the G1, so that's 7.5k in an area for 3 ability points. And if you don't like that, you've got a second ability point. Orion Pax needs to be better than Sandstorm. He needs to do more than 7.5k healing over 10 seconds, and that only still puts him on level with Sandstorm. I still go back to the fact they're running out of ideas. I really do. This has also got a rejuve. It's got a rejuve. It's got healing in an area. It's got a second ability where it does damage as well. Why am I going to spend $80 going for Orion packs when I've got Sandstorm? It's a very valid point, considering Sandstorm is so much better. I mean, why am I going to go for Orion packs? Sorry, not Hot Rod. Why am I going to go for Orion packs when I can get Hoist in 15 seconds? Does attack faster and 573 healing, which is about 8k healing. Why am I going to go for Orion packs when Hoist does that already? I don't know. Very similar stats. Similar health. Similar damage. Good healing. It needs to be better than Fast strikes, but could you try in a full team? Yeah, sure. Voodoo kickback spot. I feel this needs more work than Iron Bison's current state. Yeah, but the difference is Dale's doing Iron Bison, so Dale will normally do a decent job of this, and we'll listen to the players and listen to what we want and take his time. Where I just feel like Jesse's just putting out any crap right now. Let's go zone 16 with a full team. Let's give it a go. So again, I'm not going to attack seriously. I'm going to try and see if I can show you how this team works. So let's just put the healing beacon there. We'll kill that in a second. But I don't know what healing I've got on my team already, so the range on it is awful. There's no considerable healing here. Put on a build bot. Yeah, we'll just spam it. Are they all getting healing because of that? I don't know. I have to run a full team. Let me run a full team without any healing in it at all, which is considerably hard to do. So let's clear it out. Let's look at pipes. No healing on pipes. I can put pipes in there, I think. Roadbuster's got Anorak, so no. Slugger's got yeah, no healing for him. Let's go with Aerial, I think. Any healing? No healing for Aerial. Let's go SG Jetfire. No, he's got thingy, so no, we can't do that. Brawn, any healing? Try 7 shots, no. Can't do Aries, I'm not too sure. Huffer. Got healing. Who hasn't got healing? Rust Dust. Healing. Everyone's got healing, honestly. That's all I seem to see nowadays. Metal Hawk. No healing. We'll put Metal Hawk in. Slingshot. We'll put Slingshot in, and then we'll put Orion packs in. Just to see what happens. Maybe put some more bots lower down the door. Healing in. Yeah, let's put sub-bot in. Let's put another tank in or something. Let's put light speed in. Does it heal? No, it heals, so that's not. Let's not bother. Scatter shot. Let's put scatter shot in there. Am I attacking my own base here? I hope not. Don't crash. Don't crash. Oh no, it's not crash. Okay. Cool. Okay. Do a full team. Let's see if we can heal him. I just can't see any healing at all. Yeah, there is. Not a lot. Yeah. Yeah, Traxxas Bud just started looking out like he had so much potential. Shame, really. Yeah, content's definitely gone backwards recently. Grimlock's put, the issue is Pack's effect based on defense damage. You're destroying defense which equals less damage. What? Pack's effect is based on defense damage. So you hit a defense and do damage to it, and then whatever damage that defense does, it increases your healing. What's them things in an area? Is that... I don't get it. Don't get it at all. I'm baffled by it. I mean, I'll go again. I'll try and hit the MDS instead though, and see if that makes a difference. So let's sort of hit further away then. Let's hit the MDS and see what happens there. So hit the MDS, yeah. So here we go. So 2. I just saw a 2. I saw a 2. We got 2 healing, guys. We're halfway there. We got 2 healing. He healed for 2. Any more healing? Oh yeah, he healed when he got absolutely close. Oh my god, he literally had to be on it though. Let's put that there like that. And they hit another 2 there. 189, 377. You got 377 health back. Jesus. I mean, I'm hoping it's bugged. Oh, Callum's in the chat. Good to see. Yeah, cool. Thanks for joining us, Callum. Thanks for joining the chat, buddy. Please ask Dale to do the new bots. It's bad again. Disappointing. It's not Dale's job, sadly. I know Dale does a good job with the legacy bots, but it's not. It's just doing this as like a sort of little side project. It doesn't have to do it, sadly. Yeah, Berserk, but they need to start with one good idea and be ready to make it powerful. 100%. Penny Lancaster put between this and Discord, definitely not playing Endurance now. I should thank the 8s for saving me 60 to 80 bucks. You know, it kills me sort of seeing that sort of stuff. You know, I'm not here trying to kill the game off because I'm not pushing the content for you guys, saying like go and chase this content, but it needs to be good content. You know, and it kills us to keep doing this, and it's frustrating on my part that I see something and go, oh, this might be good if it works that way. And it's frustrating that time and time again I look at something and go, oh, if they did this, that'd be really good. And I'm not saying that all my ideas should come to fruition, but you look at something and go, oh, I can see that having use somehow. I can see it's got a decent idea behind it. And then when it goes into the game, it's absolutely crap. And you're like, what are they trying to do? You know. King Grimlock just bought, just reading the chat, trying to make sense of it. Yeah, I know, but I don't know how to go at you. Do you know what I mean? But I don't, like, you're in playtest, so obviously you've got a better idea than me, I presume. It worries me that if you're in playtest and you don't know, do you know what I mean? Like, I've just sort of scanned over playtest every day or so and looking through. I don't even test the bots. So it's worrying that as a playtester, you can't even come in the chat and go, listen, Wozza, you got it wrong. This is how it actually works. This is what it should. That's why I did a test then, because I thought, oh, maybe King Grimlock's tested it and knows. So, you know, it's worrying that even playtesters are like, I think it does this, you know. Yeah, I think legacy bots are a lot better, but they're not war bots. Yeah, that's a good point, Mario Zambiano. Champ Green, what do you think about Dirge's new core? Dirge's new core? Dirge got a new core? I don't think so. Dirge got a new core? When did Dirge get a new core? I don't think so. I think you're mistaken. I think Dirge has a core, maybe. Dirge is Ramjet. Yeah, is that right? Yeah, Dirge is... no, sorry, not Ramjet. Who's Dirge then? Who's Dirge? I'm trying to think now. Airbots. Where's Dirge? One city ability, oh no. Dirge. No. Oh, in that thingy, in that, no. Blades, yeah, but I've got a new core though, was it? It's not a new core. Blades core is not new. Dirge and Blades core's been out a long time, I think. Unless I've missed something, but I don't think so. But in terms of his G1, I don't personally rate it that much. I think the EO core is probably better, or just something that keeps him alive. I've got his G1 there, so adds a hack grenade. Who wants to really hack something that you're already going to kill in seconds? Deals damage on high attacks, enemies defenses for 5 seconds, 15-second cooldown. And so it's like an EO core with a bit of a hack grenade, but I wouldn't chase it. I wouldn't spend money going getting it. I wouldn't bother too much. It's not great. Yeah, it's not my favourite thing. And I think just want to finish off on synergies. So we did sort of touch upon that earlier, but I want to go through them properly and sort of have my sort of take on it. So if we have a look at some of the screenshots. So I did number these actually. Let me try again. Give me a sec, guys. Nope, wrong file. Ah, there we go. I knew I'd done it. There we go. So they announced this in Discord yesterday. I think it was the day before. So this weekend only, they're doing something a bit different. So they're doing synergies. So this has been talked about for quite a while around, synergies, buffing bots, creating bots that pair up together and do whatever. So I like the idea when it sort of came about. I was like, you can really breathe some fresh air into this and create some, people chasing new bots, which I'm all for. So good idea. So the idea is that certain things will grant you certain things. Certain bots together will certain you certain criteria. So the idea behind this one is tank. So you sort of chose some tanky bots. So for me, when I saw Elite 1, I was like, and Cheetor, I'm like, tanks? It didn't make any sense for me. I mean, Cheetor and Elite 1 as tanks. I would not say they're tanky. I think that the bots with shields that rush in, they're sort of tanks. But I understand Dale didn't want to choose Pipes and Ironhide and bots that are already quite OP in the meta. So I understand the need for picking Dinobot and Grimlock and Hotspot and Nosecon's quite good actually. And even Rookies. But Sludge, Dinobot, Grimlock, Hotspot, all for this completely. Really good idea. So for tanks, you gain additional 15% max health per bot. So if you've got just Dinobot, it's just nothing. So if you have 2, then you get, I think it's 30%. So 20% for 2. Why I say plus 15% per max health per bot? But it says 20. But anyway, 20% for 2, 30% for 3, 40 for 4, 50 for 5, 60 for 6, so on, so on. So if you were to run all these 8 bots in a team, you would get 80% more max health, I think. Yeah, it kind of needs clearing up a bit because it says 15% max health, but I think it's 10 because it's 20, 30, 40, 50. So I presume it's 80% max health. So you get a health boost for using all them 8. I think using all 8 is a bit unrealistic, but you get the idea. Assassin. So for me, when I think of Assassin, I would think of bots that do a lot of damage. High damage. So you've got to think that they're not going to put in quite OP bots like Smokescreen, like Sea Spray, like Warpath. But I imagine it would be high damage bots. But usually high damage bots are the ones that are quite in the meta. So I'm not too sure about that. But you would gain additional 10% DPS per bot. So again, for 2 is 20, 3 for 30, 4 for 40, etc, etc. So you've got Brawn, Drift, Goldfire, Cup, Blaze Optimus, Sunstorm, Sentis Magnus, Skyburst, Starsaber, and their Decepticon counterparts, which you can also see them. I'll go through Decepticons. I don't like cons. I do. I'm joking. But you get the idea. But my one big criticism of this up to now is that I said to Dale that it was probably a good opportunity to link some of these up. So for me, Brawn and Air Raid work really well together, but they're on different parts, different synergies. So bots that synergy in the game and work well together, we've separated. So, I imagine Starsaber and Goldfire would probably work together, but they're quite expensive. So I'm not too sure they are going to work together maybe. But I don't know. I just think there's better pairings, If you're going to use Cup and, Springer. If you're going to use Brawn and Air Raid. Sentius and Rotorstorm. You're going to sort of pair bots up. Then, even if it's not real meta bots, then pair them up with something that's going to work. Even if it's Brawn and Bumblebee even. But I just don't see anything there where Brawn can pick up. I mean, he can pick up with Laser Optimus, but it gets quite expensive because Laser Optimus obviously hits like 4 different targets. You're not going to go bum, bum, bum and hit Brawn for all 4. It's just a big waste of points. You can use Laser Optimus twice for what you're going to use Brawn. So the idea of Brawn is using it at range. Laser Optimus is quite close range. Star Saber's too expensive to pair with Brawn. So they just don't synergize with each other, if that makes sense. And I get I try to avoid Metabots, but it's still better bots. Then if we go to the next one, we've got support. So again, 10% lifesteal. So you've got Aerial, Blaster, Hoffer, Ratchet, Red Alert, and Wheeljack. So again, like, I just think that you could have put Gnaw in there with Blaster maybe, and have that lifesteal of minions and make it like a minion team. Put, you know, Broadside in there as well. Have Broadside, Blaster, and Gnaw in the same class of support, and have like minions. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to call it support, but you get what I'm saying. Have bots that work well together in a team. Put them in that team and give them a buff for putting them. So I always said, like, you know, I would like to run a minion team or an electric team or different teams. And I think this could have been really good. And I think it's a great idea. But I just think that it's not quite executed right. Excuse me. I think that Dale's put a lot of work into this. So I am quite pleased and appreciative of the work he's put in. And it's great that he's brought us to the game. Something fresh, something new that he's trying. He's making baby steps with it, not pushing it right into the game and breaking the game. He's ticked all the boxes, just apart from the groupings. The groupings need to be better, that's all. That's my only criticism of this, is the groupings. So there again, we've got Bumblebee in here as a scavenger. But why not Brawn? Scavengers surely should be all the scouts. Surely. I would not classify Twin Twist as a scavenger. You know, giving them 10% attack speed. I don't know. I just think there's really poorly chosen bots. I mean, you've got Smokescreen in here. I think Smokescreen is quite a meta bot, but he's in here as a scavenger. But he's a cleanup bot, so I'd put Smokescreen with an expensive bot. I would put him in with Star Saber or Goldfire to clear up and give them that bonus, and that would maybe work. But not with Sunstreaker, Twin Twist, Hound, and Firefly. You know, that makes sense to me. And then you've got Air Raid in there, you've got Rotor Storm in there. So all these bots I'm sort of talking about, yeah, are in there already. Just group differently. You know, why not put Rotor Storm with Sentius? Why not put Air Raid with Brawn? You know, I don't know. You know, Slingshot and Acid Storm, put them with Goldfire maybe, so you got the Acid and Fire, and I have an Acid and Fire team. Just think it makes more sense for me. You know, 10% ability damage for Air Raid, Brainstorm, they're already quite meta bot. I don't think you really need to. 6 gun, or just more damage than what he needs to. You know, Swoop and Scourge, they don't really use an attack, it's so expensive, so the ability damage only really applies really to Rotor Storm and Slingshot, really, because the rest of them do enough damage already, pretty much. 10% not going to make a massive difference. Air Raid is not going to then kill the MDS. Brainstorm isn't either. Rotor Storm's not really considered a meta bot, so 10% is not going to make him hugely OP. But 10% ability damage for Rotor Storm and making that 20, 30, 40, putting Rotor Storm with Sentius and Laser Optimus. Imagine having Laser Optimus and Rotor Storm and Sentius on the same team doing 30% more damage. You know what? I would be really interested to try that out. Really interested. I would literally be going this weekend going, I am trying that. 100% trying that. But, yeah. And you got Battle Masters. So you've probably seen there that Alita's shown up twice now. So Alita's in 2 different compartments. So you gain 5% DPS, 5% attack speed, 5% health per bot on the battlefield. So I'm surprised Hot Rod's in there as well. Really good OP bot. And Optimus and T2 Megatron are 2 of the best bots in the game right now. Top 5, definitely. Maybe the best. Used by loads of top players. So really surprised to see it in here because it's so widely used. How they got mixed up with Optimus Primal? I don't know, maybe. But, you know, surprises in there. Put pair or 2 to get the Battle Master buff. where you get 10% attack speed, 10% health, or 15 off, so on, so on. You know, that's crazy for some of these bots. Then class changes. Warriors now attract defenses automatically at the start of the battle. If they're placed later on in the battle, defenses will refocus to them. That'd be interesting. I wonder if that would really work. You know, being able to put your bots down and then put a warrior at the side. I know, or then we'll target the warrior at the side. Could add a different aspect into it, because I've always said to Dale that taunts don't work because they just target the nearest bot regardless, and the taunt might last a few seconds and then they retarget again. If it's a constant taunt, then maybe. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Then you got special melee, where they all pass the game Micronus, level 20 G metal, and this heals them every 10 seconds. So you got to think that includes Elita again. So Elita's in a lot of classes here. She's got a lot of things going for, a lot of synergies. You know, do we have certain bots that are really underutilized and go, right, okay, listen, you can use all these bots that have a synergy maybe, but this one bot synergies with 4, say. Let's put Cliff Jumper synergizes with 3 or 4 of them, because he's considered quite poor. And all of a sudden you're like, well, he needs to be a focus point. I need to have Cliff Jumper in my team. Although him on his own is not a good bot, he makes all these other bots better in some way. So, you know, I think there's a good idea to put lesser used bots in more of these synergies eventually. And I guess it's just testing for now. But yeah. Yeah, I think that my main criticism is just the groupings. And some people have gone, well, why don't you do all the Dinobots? Why don't you do all these? And I think the one problem with that is that when we look at combiners and things like that, is that certain combiners don't have the same bots in them. So, for example, you could go, let's put all the Dinobots together. That's a common one that we say. Let's put all the Dinobots together. But then you've got Scourge, who's not part of a combiner. Then you've got Razorclaw, who is. Then you've got Straxus, who isn't, I think. Then you've got Rippersnapper, that's a part of Abominus, I think it is. You get where I'm going. They've all got different combiners. So then, if you do the Decepticon combiners, there's going to be different Autobots. So, but you can't separate them because they're the same bot as such. I think that's the reason behind it. So you need to find a collection of bots which is the same for the Autobots as it is for Decepticons, which is quite difficult. I tried looking into I thought, oh, G1 bots, original G1 bots. But then Brawn goes in there, but Full Tilt can't go in there. So Brawn can't go in there. Jazz and Mixmaster can. Ironhide can. Bludgeon can. When I say original G1, I mean like the first episode. You know? Sunstreaker can. Swindle can. So there's a lot of exceptions to the rule. There's not as many as you think. And so that's a bit of a problem in doing it that way. And I think that's what people want, but I'm not sure it's possible. But they can be definitely grouped together better. And someone's made a good point that when you do this, you've got to remember the bots that keep switching back. You know, when you go and play Marvel Strike Force, and it goes, oh, you're going to pair Spider-Verse together. You can generally think, oh, I know which ones are in the Spider-Man universe. X-Men, I know which ones are X-Men. So it'd be better if you could do the Dinobots, and you could do other combiners. Or it was just combiner bots generally, just 8 combiner bots. Doesn't matter if they're on different combiners. I'm not too sure how it would work. But I think that's the main stumbling block. I think if they could do that, I think they've hit the jackpot. If they can separate the bots of bots and cons, and have bots have some things, some 6s, or whatever, some 4s, 5s, 6s. Cons have a different 6. And I think the cons would be happy with that, and the bots would. Listen, if they get one bot that's a con combiner that's not a bot combiner, and I think I'm trying to think of the bot now actually. What's the opposite of Trax? I'm trying to think of all the Trax. So for example, Trax is not a combiner bot for the bots, but obviously counterpart for the cons is. So if they get that for the cons, then fine, they can use that. There'll be plenty of bots that we get that they can't as well. And if they can separate them, then it's only fair. Cutthroat, thanks. So if they get Cutthroat as part of a combiner and they can use them in a team, we can't use Trax, Trax isn't. I'm fine with that. I would settle for that and have the ability to do that than have the alternative, which means that we don't have it. I would rather settle for that and miss out on certain bots. That's my view. Let me know what you think anyway. Would you accept that? Would you accept the fact that the cons get cutthroat as part of a combiner bot and have a synergy, but we wouldn't have tracks? Would you accept that? Would you accept the fact that we get Swoop as part of Volcanicus can use him, but they can't use Scourge? As a con, would you accept that? So, there are different things to think about, but this is a tester for this weekend, so don't be too critical. Just a tester to see how it works, but my feedback would be try and make the groupings make more sense, make them easier to understand, easier to know which ones group together, and I think we're actually on something. Yeah, Kingdom lots, but about going back to the new bots and that. So the legacy issues, they try not to make it great to outshine new content. That was the kind of idea, I think. But new content hasn't been poor. And so the legacy bots do outshine them because legacy bots. So yeah, legacy bots are not unbelievably good. They've been good, but not amazing. But then the endurance bots have been all right, and so the legacy bots look better rather than the endurance bots being amazing. I think you've got a really good point there. Kellum just talked. I think he talked about synergies. So the idea was just really just to have a different way of playing the game, something fresh and a way to link players together. Are you talking about synergies there, or are you talking about Solar Wars? I'm not too sure what you're about. But yeah, tank was supposed to be 10% of 15. Share can't edit Dale's post. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's just a typo. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's a really good idea, but just missed that final piece. Just not really completely thought through. That's the bit thing, like, it's like 80% there. It's 80% there, but that 20% is quite important. Because that 20% is what links all the bots together anyway. Like, we don't create teams into events and just go, oh, just put 2 tanks, 2 gunners. I don't anyway. When I create my teams, I'll show you. Whereas I'm honest, I like the idea. It's different. Combo could be better, but I will let it slide. Yeah, the combos will be better as well. New content can't always be good or great, but also can't be consecutive garbage. Yeah, good point. So, claim my level 2 while we're here. So yeah, here's my event teams. I'll show you. Back a minute. There. So, sort of put these bots together. So you can see there, I put Air Raid and Brawn together. Yeah, because they combo together. Here, I think it's just a mishmash, to be honest with you. So here, Blaster and Gnaw together. So I tend to use Goldfire to sort of sack a bit, and then use Blaster and Gnaw to clear it up. In this one, we've got Skids and Rustus together because they combo together to do Fire and Acid. I put Slug in there because he does fire as well. So it makes sense to put Fire and Acid bots together. In here, I've got Jetfire and Brainstorm and Roadbuster. So I can use Brainstorm and then Jetfire, Roadbuster or Hound on a resource building will trigger Brainstorm. So Brainstorm is the main part of that with triggers. Then I've got Hot Rod with Laser Optimus and Wheeljack. So you can use Laser Optimus, you can speed him up with Hot Rod and speed him up with Wheeljack. It does loads more damage. But obviously got a bot in there I can pop Outpost with. Obviously a bot does damage. And here just sort of like went with like some high damage bots. To be honest with you, just like Blades, 6 gun Optimus, and a few tanks and gunners around there. Just sort of filling it really. And here again, just sort of like got Silver Bolt. I use Rhinox to sort of sack and do a lot of damage, and just finish it off with Smoke Screen. And then here again, just sort of got like Sea Spray does a lot of damage. Sunstreaker, and then sort of like Hotspot to reflect it back, because if Sunstreaker doesn't finish it off, then Hotspot can just finish it off, because Sunstreaker's not quite a one shot, and then it's got some protection in there and whatever. And then obviously a bit of a backdoor team as well. So we've obviously got Cup and Springer with obviously like Leo Prime and stuff like that. So you can see you sort of like you're pairing certain bots together. I'm not saying pair them all together, but there is certain bots where you go, oh, he works really well with him and he works really well with him. And you just got to think about that a bit, I think, really. That's the main point I'm making. You know, why would I break all the teams up that work well together to then create more new teams that work well together when the bots already work well together as they are? Like, are you getting that much advantage by splitting the teams up, really, more than bots that actually work together? You know, if you put 4 tanks and 4 healers, for example, I always do this at extremes just to prove a point. If you put 4 tanks and 4 healers in there and you get some crazy synergies, you're still not beating the base. With all that healing and all that health, you're not getting through the base. You're not going to kill it. You know, sometimes it's not a good thing. Yeah, highly classified. We've got to use 2 to 8 bots and then make it worth it. I think it is worth it. I think the buffs are good. When you get to 8 bots, it's a crazy amount of buff. But you don't want 8 bots that don't work together. Put them together to give them a crazy buff, but they don't work together. So you would rather work together as well. Mark Cooper's put interesting concept, but not going to change event teams for a 10k event. That's another good point. If you're going to do this, do it on a bigger event. 10k would be over in a heartbeat. But luckily I have some synergies in my current teams. Fair enough. Jason Joseph, but gotta be honest, the new bot looks broken. Didn't really do much. Yeah. Oh, I want to say someone said bless you. Thank you. I forgot I sneezed. I was also excited when I read the synergy descriptions, but then I saw the bots. I think, yeah, that's kind of me. I was really excited for synergies and I saw the classifications. I was like, and I get they're not going to use pipes and the top bots, but Roadbuster is in there, is he? I think, really? No, maybe not. There is some bots in there that are massively OP that shouldn't be in there, and there's some bots you think they should be in there. But they need to subgroup synergies. Yeah, maybe. Also, what Phil's put, I honestly feel like every bot should be grouped. I think they will eventually. Don't forget, this is just a start of it. You know, but I wouldn't want them to expand on what they've done already and just add in more bots in and create more groups that make no sense for me. Will it apply to Weekend Wars? No, it won't, no. Yeah, King Grimlock, yeah, spot on Wozza. Good idea, poor matches, need an external reference. Definitely, that's a good phrase. They need an external reference. Yeah, I would like that more than anything, an external reference. I really do. But even an internal reference. There's no internal reference even. There's no reference between them bots, other than just some bots put together. You know, I said to Dale, I think I said in the chat, that it's like Space Ape. I've had a raffle where they've all picked out a token and just thrown them all down on the table. You know, rather than think about it and going like, right, who should be put with who? So they've just gone, done. Yeah, Darklands. Imagine a squad full of combiner bots with synergies. I know that'd be the dream, wouldn't it? Yeah, Daddy Pig would be cool to get more XP or more points for using synergies. Yeah, that's a good point as well. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. A Dinobot team with synergy bonuses. Yeah, pretty good. Dinobot's supposed to be the toughest bots around. Yeah, so do you give him damage though, or do you give him HP or both even? Who knows? Tree Spiders, but thank you for your time. I only see you talk about Autobots. I run Decepticons. Who's the good ones? Well, I do a ratings video basically, but sadly, like because I'm an Autobot, it makes it so much harder to run Decepticons. And I kind of made a point at one point where I was like, you know, Freezus Maximus covers Decepticons, and if you want to watch the Decepticons, then you can go and watch him. But I just feel like, you know, the information's out there where you can compare them, Autobots and Decepticons, and really you should know who they are. You know, I'm not saying for new players sitting there going like, you should know already. I'm not saying that for a minute going, well, you should know. What I'm saying is, you should make a point of going trying to find out. It will help you in the game. That's the point I'm making. Not you should know, and that's why I'm not telling you. But, you know, you should be going to trying to find this information out. You know, granted, you could probably sit there and go, well, you should, Wozza. I know most of the bots, honestly, but sometimes I don't, like you saw with Cutthroat earlier. And you forget because there's so many bots in the game. So yeah. Um, but yeah, I have done plenty of ratings videos, so go and check them ratings videos out, and it will tell you literally all the best bots in the game. I think I did a video a while back, not even a while back, not too long ago, where it rated everybody in the game on like defense, attack, for leveling, wars. Go and check that one out. It's a decent video if you want to know what bots are good. Yeah, for the synergy thing, both sides will get different teams, but that's flavour for the fractions, I suppose. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Darklands are on a con team for events, and it would be cool to see synergies that make the group better. Yeah. Um, High classifier synergies should be something to activate, not permanent. Yeah. Yeah. Hey Luke B, good to see you, buddy. Hey, was I very late? Just swinging by, say hi, and what's left. Yeah, we're pretty much wrapping up now, so let's just talk about the synergies that we just covered. Going off. Time for a Skywarp buff. Skywarp is skydive. Is that right? I have to look at the ability. I want to see the ability there. No. But Skywarp. Yeah, it was skydive. Skydive buff? No. Doesn't need a buff. He's got the highest damage of a jet in the game. Yeah. Highest damage of any bot, any singular one. Maybe no, apart from Roadbuster now. I think Roadbuster's overtook him. Maybe Silverbolt, but that's obviously over like 20 seconds. But if you're talking like stopping healing damage, I mean, look, 59.8, he does 7.5k to the point where I'm sorry guys, but they were gonna put this as a legacy bot, and I said to Dale, "Are you mad? You're gonna put Skydive as a legacy bot? Why?" I don't think he said at the time, but I think it's because it's combining a black bot to do it. And I was like, the last thing you need to do is do skydive. What you need to do is just put him in a batch, make him a 5-star. I think a few playtesters sort of agreed and went, yeah, you don't need to buff skydive. Skydive's fine. It just needs a 5-star version. Job done. And I agree. And Dartland's bought dartboard from a drunk player. Yeah, I can imagine that. Putting all the pots around a dartboard, having a few pints going, yep, that one. That is what it seems like, doesn't it? That's what it seems like. Let's just see someone's done that. Dartboard on. Yeah, we'll have that one. Yeah, we'll have that one. Yeah, we'll have that one. If you hit the bull, I'll pick the most random bot ever. Hey. Sorry, Dale. Just joking, but it does need some sort of better grouping. I think to be fair, I've told Dale. I've messaged him and said exactly the same thing. I'm quite honest with Dale all the time and say like, and I do like Dale a lot, but I literally just sort of said like, you really need to sort that out. You've done so well and just done so poor. The final hurdle, I said it's 80% there, but like it's 80% there. It's 80% there. I really do hope it does this test. It works well. It works as intended. It's done loads of testing, which I appreciate. And I hope it works well and it comes back and goes, listen, we tried it last time. We got a few things wrong. We've changed it to this. And even if it comes out and goes, listen, we can't change certain things because of this. And I get there's restrictions to the game sometimes, and we can sit here in top pie in the sky and go, I would like this. And we don't get it, sadly. You know what I mean? Sometimes it happens. But, yeah. Tracks pen that my characters are a 5-star couple of tracks. Who knows? Who knows? But, yeah. The groupings definitely need to make sense. That's my main feedback. Other than that, I think it's quite positive. I think it's really good feedback. I don't think you'll find many people really with a lot of negative feedback about these synergies. Other than the groupings need to just make sense. I don't want to keep having to look back and go, oh, who was that again? So what I'm going to do is, I'm quite lucky. I'm quite lucky that I've got 2 screens on PC that I can bring Discord up and bring the game up and do that. But people playing the mobile games are not going to go on the mobile, go on the game, go on Discord, them bots, go back on, put them into a group, go into Discord, them bots, go into the game, which bot was it again, go back, and it just takes too long, for one weekend. Wherever you go, Dinobots, I don't need to go and look at the list of Dinobots, go, right, Dinobots, bang, 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 done, heartbeat, sorted, Callum, what the heck was that? I didn't know my Bluetooth speaker was on. So I was watching a bit of YouTube before I did my stream. So that was my speaker powering off. just saying it's powering off. It literally says power off, so that's all it was. All right, cool. Well, I think we're gonna call it a night. Talent night print list. It's not a bad idea. But yeah. But before we just go, Dale has said that we can do a few giveaways over the next few weeks. So I'm hoping to give away some really, really good prizes. I'm not just saying that. Not just stash crystals, but some really, really good prizes. I just need to work out how to give them away and how to make it sort of fair. Not just in the stream. Maybe people watch my videos even. I need to work it out. I'm going to work it out by next week. I'm going to think about it. But if you've got any ideas, then put it in the comment for the stream on how you think I can do a good giveaway. Not for just watching the stream, maybe for videos instead. Just for people that view my channel, basically. It's not fair for the people that can't watch my streams because at a certain time. So I need to work out some way of doing a good giveaway. But when I do the giveaway, it's going to be a really good one. I'm not just saying that, guys. You know, I'm not here to BS you. I think it's going to be a really, really good giveaway. I just need to work out a system of doing it that also include my members, also include my subscribers, people who watch my streams, people watch my videos. I'll work something out and try to make it as fair as possible. But hoping it's going to be a really, really good giveaway. I really do hope. I might even do like one a week, for like 4 weeks, and make a big thing about it. Maybe, who knows? But that's going to be next week. I think we'll announce it. Maybe even starting next week. But it's going to be pretty fun. I like the idea of it. I like it. And so thanks to Dale for sort of helping me with that as well. But yeah, so that's it for this week. Join me next week where after the Space State stream, I'll hopefully have more info about the new bots, more info about this new game mode, hopefully. And get a bit of an insight into what's coming to the game over the next 6 months. Maybe the new combiner even. You never know. So we'll go watch Space State stream next week, guys. Go and check it out. And we'll be covering it next week along with whatever hot topics are on being spoke about, obviously in the chats and behind the scenes. So, appreciate everyone for watching. Don't forget to hit a like on the stream before you leave. And the most important thing is obviously subscribing. We're like, what, 50 subs or 7k? So, come on, we need to hit that 7k. If you're watching this and you're not subscribed, then come on, guys. The best way you can support your content creators is by subscribing. Honestly, it's the best and easiest way, and it's totally free. It doesn't cost you a penny. Come on. So, hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Make sure you hit the like button before you leave. And I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. And peace out.